in regards to chucking a shirt on, chucking a hat on. Let's finish up the day of rugby league, baby. Hey guys, how you going? So I'm BK Sport. We are live as the Parramatta Squeals. The Parramatta Squeals take on the Bondi Lattes. You've been Shooky Shooks as Sydney Roosters here at CommBank Stadium in Sydney. This is a big game here for the Sydney Roosters to win, to keep them away from Manly and the Dolphins, especially after that Manly win earlier on today. It'll bring them back into play if the Roosters do lose this game. But we're going to rush through this two-team lineups because we just finished up that Titans-Warriors shambles. Obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Appreciate you for tuning in as per always. Now, the Parramatta Eels, they come to this game from 15th position. Sydney Roosters come to this game from 8th position, and this is at CommBank Stadium in Sydney. The ins here for the Eels, Tony Mataiele, with the out being Luca Moretti. Fullback is Isaiah Yongi, with the wingers being Zach Lomax and Josh Adokar. Centres of Will Penasini and Dylan Brown. You go to the 5'8", which is Joash Papali and Mitchell Moses, who is the captain, with the front row forwards being Jermaine Hopgood and Junior Bolo. Number 9 is Riley Smith. Back row of Kelma Twalangi and Jack Williams. The 13 is Dylan Walker. Interchange of Talon De Silva, Charlie Geimer, Matt Doorey, and Jordan Samrani, with the 18th man of placement being Tony Mataiele, and the coach is Jason Riles. So yeah, look, overall, I can't really go too deep into it because we've got to get ready for the game. So we've got to go through the Roosters lineup. But this Eels team, they are down at the bottom of the table. They will avoid the spoon now. That's not mathematically avoided them from the spoon because there is still 2 games remaining. They're 4 points above the Titans, but realistically, the Titans aren't winning their last 2 games of the season, are they? So, look, the Eels don't have too much to play for except for a bit of pride and jump out of the bottom 4. Now, the Roosters, on the other hand, the ins, Junior Tupou and Siwa Wong, with the outs being Blake Steep and Daniel Tupou. The fullback is James Tedesco, who's the captain. Wingers of Junior Tupou, who's still in his Dolphins jersey here on the website, and Mark Nwanganetawase. Billy Smith and Robert Toya are the centres. 5'8" is Hugo Savala. The halfback is Sam Walker, with the front row forwards being Lindsay Collins and Spencer Lenu coming off the bench to start, as he usually does, and Benaya Uelu comes off the bench to start as the number 9. Back row, Angus Crichton and Victor Radley shifts him from the 13 to the back row, with Nafahu White shifting from the front row to the lock. Interchange, Connor Watson to the bench with Siwa Wong, Celeste Fiketti, and also Egan Butcher. 18th man replacement is Ethan King, and the coach is Trent Robinson. I am going to tip the Roosters here today. I think they should be too good, but this is a bit of a tricky matchup here. If the Eels can play their best footy with Mitchell Moses, the Eels are actually a bit of a real tough opponent. So their ladder position does reflect how their season has gone. However, it is a bit of a tricky opponent here for the Roosters, but they are in some good form. They did beat the Bulldogs last week by 20 points. Now, in regards to the ladder, the Eels, they're in 15th position on 20 points. They're minus 156 points differential. If they are to lose this game, the Knights, with a win tomorrow over the Broncos, could jump them, but it is a 30-point swing. Minus 186 for the Knights, minus 156 for the Eels. The Eels would have to lose by like 16 points, and the Knights have to win by like 14 points. Unless the Eels got flogged today and lost by 30 points or more, then the Knights would have a chance to go above them tomorrow, which would effectively lock off the wooden spoon there if that was a win for the Knights tomorrow. But if the Eels win this game, they would jump above the Cowboys for the time being and into 14th position, and they would go equal with the Rabbitohs and the Dragons on 22 points. Now, if the Eels won this game by 6 points or more, they would go above the Rabbitohs on minus 151, but they would have to win this game by about 60-odd points, 62-odd points to go above the Dragons into 12th position, which just isn't happening. So ultimately, Eels with a win probably go into 13th position, but Eels with a loss probably stay in 15th, but if the Knights won tomorrow, they would go probably above them. On the other side, the Roosters, they're in the thick of it. They're in 8th position right now on 28 points with a plus 92 points differential. The Dolphins lost today. If the Dolphins had to beat Manly, the Dolphins would be currently in the top 8 and the Roosters would be 9th, but that wasn't to be. So the Dolphins lost. Manly now within 2 points as well, 26 points for both of them. Tigers, if they get a win against the Cowboys tomorrow, they will also be within 2 points. But the Roosters on 28, if they win this game, they would go equal with the Broncos. They would have to win by 22 points or more to go above the Broncos on the plus 114 there. But the Broncos still play the Knights tomorrow. But the Roosters would situate themselves into 7th position for the time being. If they lose this game, then they will not drop off anywhere, but it does mean that the Dolphins can still jump them over the last 2 weeks. Manly can still jump them over the last 2 weeks, and also potentially the Tigers. But the Tigers' points differential of minus 107 is what's kind of keeping them out of it right now. The Tigers' 107 is kind of what's keeping them out of it. So at the end of the day, the Roosters just need to win this game and win this game well to go above the Bronx, and then hope for the best of the Knights tomorrow. But if the Roosters win this, it's pretty pretty much locked up the top 8 because it's a 4-point gap, and they would need to lose their last 2 games for Manly or the Dolphins to have even a remote chance. But guys, it's fit tackle over the Roosters. We've just started the game off here, 45 seconds in. Hit that like button and subscribe. The Eels will get this ball at the 15. I'll refresh the score in a second. The Eels will get this ball at the 15 and bring it out to the 20 through Josh Adokar. Let me refresh his score, and then I'll get into the chat. Refresh the score, and I get into the chat. All right, there we go. Okay, that's done. Get to the chat up, and we're moving. Livy says, well, the outfit changed. Yeah, I wanted to get the Titans jersey off for the time being, especially considering that performance. Francis, what's going on? Is there a shirt change for each stream? Yeah, well, first off, I got insulted by Mr. J. Hayes for having for being hot here in Vietnam, you know, a well-renowned hot country. Eels here, left-hand side. This is a great attack and set here from the Eels. Gets ball to the 40 on 4 tackle. This is huge. This is a huge run at the moment. This is 45 metres in the set, nearly 50 metres in their first set. They're at the 30. Yeah, they got 50 metres. That's huge there from the Eels. But I got insulted by Mr. Hayes. And the second game, I put the Titans jersey on. And the Titans disappoint me with my weekly dose of depression. And now I get into this game, so I want to get out of that. So we're a fashionista. We're a fashionista over here on BK Sport, mate. Let's stop pretending this is a sport channel. Let's stop making sure that we all know and are fully well aware that, one, we don't joke around in this channel. It's a very serious channel. And also, two, that we are a fashionista channel here. That is what we do. So, third tackle here for the Roosters at the 25. They go right-hand side to Angus Crichton. Now, fourth tackle at the 30. Really impressed with that first set, though, from the Squeals. Liking the shirt design here. Yeah, it's from India, mate. From India. I bought it near the Taj Mahal in Agra. Very cheap. Got scammed for it, but very cheap. Brett Neslick says, calm the chooks. Yes. I guess Knights fans would want them to win. Doesn't really matter, but would want them to win. And now the Eels will get this ball out to the 30 through Isaiah Yonge on first tackle. Jared Farmanis says, just want to say, since I missed the last stream, I love your passion for your team and league in general. Had a bad week, so joining this one for some fun. Yeah, get around you, Jared. You know, always good to tune in, just kind of get through it. You know, we have a laugh together, we all cry together, and I punch myself in the cheekbones watching the Titans every single week. But at the end of the day, we love our team, we love our community, and I just want better for our fan base, who don't necessarily know they deserve better, but they do. Fourth tackle here at the 30, because I've been told they don't for a long time, so I'll be grateful for losing seasons. Left-hand side, Eels are away here, Eels are away. Oh, they're 15 metres out. Jeez, I tell you what, Manly Dolphins fans, you're cheering right now. The Eels are looking good in this first 4 minutes. Dylan Walker, he'll go, that's a knock on there from the Roosters. This is 6 again for Parramatta. Oh, it's still tackle 5. Oh, there's a tackle without the ball. This might be a penalty try. Oh, I don't know what's happening here. There's just so much we're going to have to look at the bunker here. Well, yeah, there's a bit of carnage happening in back play. The bunker's going to get involved. Maybe there's a professional foul. Maybe there's a penalty try. Maybe there's a tackle off the ball. There's so much going on here. Yeah, Broncos win tomorrow. The Panthers go 7th. Highlanders, yes. Okay, so the Eels... I can't believe this wasn't 6 again, mind you. But I still can't believe they didn't call 6 again. Alright, so Dylan Walker will pass that here. It definitely touched the Roosters for a knock-on. Yeah, no shit. Like, we knew that was a knock-on. How they didn't call it originally is crazy. But there will be a tackle restart here for the Eels, regardless, because they don't give away a penalty themselves. So definitely touch there from the Roosters. Eels will then pick the ball up at the 8. Dylan Brown, then they tell him that it's still fit tackle, which was just ridiculous, because the ball doesn't come out that way unless it's touched. And then Dylan Brown kicks this ball through. And Jermaine Hopgood and Angus Crichton. Why are we going to the outer angle here? They're onside very clearly. Don't even know why we're looking at the angle. Go to the close-up version. Angus Crichton stops right in his way. This is a penalty try. This should be a penalty try for mine. There's no Roosters player around. Angus Crichton is very clearly going there for a professional foul, and there's no fullback in play. This should be a penalty try, in my opinion. It's 6 metres from the try line. What? They're going to say Angus Crichton... They're saying it's okay? They're saying that Angus Crichton is entitled to do that? You're crazy. And there is also a player taken out without the ball in the in goal. This will be a penalty for the Eels, but I can't believe they aren't penalising Angus Crichton. So they're just going to say this is back for the knock-on. Well, what about the tackle off the ball, and what about Angus Crichton literally going off of his line and stopping in the play where Jermaine Hopgood's running through? Yeah, Angus clearly deliberately moved into him, Brenton. I don't understand how they've come to that conclusion. Like, that was very clear that Angus Crichton moved into his line into his line and then stopped there. There's no fullback. That's a penalty try. That is a 100% penalty try, and if not penalty try because he's 6 metres away and maybe he doesn't put the ball down, which he would have, if you want to go and be pedantic and say no penalty try, it's definitely a professional foul, but they didn't even penalise it. They said it was completely fine. Oh, bunker. Oh, bunker, bunker, bunker. Oh, bunker, bunker, bunker. Gee whiz. Second tackle here for the Eels, 5 minutes in. We've been here for 4 minutes and we're already complaining about a bunker. So they give it to Joash Papali, and he'll be 7 metres out here from the line, third tackle. And then they didn't even penalise the tackle off the ball in the in-goal too, mind you. That's a schmozzle of a call for in the bunker. Mitchell says, Roosters doing more tackling without the ball than with the ball. Yeah, valid. Fourth tackle for the Eels. Riley Smith up to Dylan Walker. Walker to Mitchell Moses. Moses at the back here. They've got numbers. Dylan Brown. Try time, I think he scored. Roosters are claiming he's been held up here, and the referee's going to call it as a no try, and I find this is going to be hard to overturn. Very funny, the referee has gone the decision to go no try here, even though last night in the Bulldogs game we saw a try that didn't look like it got to the ground. Was called a try immediately. But Dylan Brown, maybe not so confident here. Let's have a look. Dylan Brown with a strong run here, but Nwanga Tawasa and Robert Toya might do enough. Twists him there, comes down there, and I don't think you're going to be able to see the ball there, so I think this is going to be called no try. It'll be Eels ball 10 metres out. There's nothing that's going to show this ball touching the ground. This would be the only angle, maybe. And it is up there. It's up there, and you're never going to see the ball there. Yeah, no, it's going to be up. So it's going to be held up, so it'll be Eels ball at 10. Brandon says, any bottom table team would have been sent for 10. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, they tell me I'm wrong in regards to thinking there should have been a penalty try because there's no fullback. There's no Roosters players within QE. If Angus Crichton doesn't make that play and Jermaine Hopgood keeps running it through, which was the whole point of the kick, then he probably, like 99% of the time he scores because all he has to do is put the ball down. And Zach Lomas puts the ball up in the air. I don't know who's touched this ball. Has it gone backwards from the Eels or... backwards from the Roosters? So it is going to be called a Parramatta knock-on. Sean says, if you're confused watching it, then I'm screwed. Yeah, exactly right. Paul says, okay, so the refs have money on the Roosters. Got it. Yeah, anyway. So Eels won't get any points. This has been the longest 5 minutes in the history of rugby league. It's only been 5 minutes into the game. It's the longest 5 minutes in history. Jared says, anyone else having issues with YouTube? There are some people's comments missing here. Maybe check if you're on live chat, mate, rather than top chat. If you're on top chat, then it'll only give you some comments. If you're on live chat, it gives you all the comments. Can't see any of Brenton's comments. Maybe Brenton's blocked you. Brenton, have you blocked Jared Farmoni? Have you blocked him, Brenton? Have you blocked him because the Knights lost in that excruciating fashion to the Warriors about 5 weeks ago? Is that why? And now Eels will get this ball to the 25. Brenton says, Jared, try all messages. Well, Brenton, see, here's the issue here, buddy. He's just said that he can't see your comments. So you commenting that, do you think he can see that? Do you think he can see that? Anyway, that's going to be a penalty here to the Parramatta Eels at the 35. 6 minutes in. Yeah, guys, remember, if you see me reading your comments out and you can't see the comment, probably click on live chat on the chat. That gives you the live chat, rather than top chat, which specifies which messages you receive. I actually don't know what the difference is between how YouTube defines the top chat and live chat, because unless it's just removing it, I don't know, really. I don't know what the difference is. I know there is a significant difference, but I don't know what how they qualify what the top post and whatnot. So Junior Bolo gets his ball to the 45. Bob, I've blocked you. Yeah, Brenton is a big blocker. A big fan of block erosion, a big blocker on here. Now, the Eels have had 94% territory in the first 7 minutes here. 6% for the Roosters. Big yikes. Jermaine Hopgood out to Mitchell Moses to Papa Iyongi. Iyongi to the 35, third tackle. Libby says you have to click on all messages for Brenton's. If you can't see Brenton Neslick's comments, you won't miss much. So now Jack Williams to the 30 on 4 tackle. No, it's 6 again here for Parramatta. They've definitely been the better team in his first 7 minutes. Arguably should have had a penalty try. Dylan Walker to the 20 on 2nd tackle. Maybe it's your top commenters in the video and top chat. I don't have no idea. Kamma Tuolungi, 5 metres out, 3rd tackle. Well done to hold the ball there. YouTube does hate Novocastrians. Brenton should start a protest. Don't worry about the protest, but I agree with YouTube. And it's going to be first tackle now for the Eels at the 5. Dylan Walker. Sam Walker is down in back play here. This is rough scenes here for Roosters fans. This is rough scenes here for Roosters fans. Sam Walker, he has going to have to come off here with a HIA. I don't know if he'll come back. He doesn't know where he is. How has this happened? Sam Walker comes in, low tackle, hits the hip. Yeah, he's just been whacked by the hip and then come down with the hand of Kamma Tuolungi as well. Hopefully he's able to come back in the game, but this might be bad. Touch wood, he's back. God bless. And he'll be out next week as well against the Storm too. Jeez, you can't have that, Roosters. This is crucial that he's able to come back in this game because next week you have a ripper game against the Storm. The Dolphins play the Titans. If you don't win this game, you could be out of the 8 next week because you play a tough team, arguably the best team in the comp right now, and maybe without your halfback, which they don't have their halfback, but Eels, easy try, coming on up. Josh on a Carl, good defense, Sydney Roosters. That's a penalty to the Eels. What are you doing shoving him over the sideline? You know you made the tackle and made a second attempt there. Yeah, YouTube is woke, Mitch. No, I back him, mate. I back him. Peter says Parra's seem appealing tonight. Parra's not doing too bad right now, mate. Not doing too bad, but Roosters fans, their heart is in their mouth, and they would be nervous that Sam Walker passes this HIA, because if he fails it, he will be gone next week against the Melbourne Storm. Brenton says Teddy for Dally M still. It's actually a really hard race to determine, mate. It really is. A really difficult race to determine. There's quite a few players that could get it. This season's been so good, and the Dally M's are going to be exciting, I reckon. Obviously, we'll be live for the entire Dally M. Eels! Tuolungi, 1 metre short, 3rd tackle. 3rd tackle for Parramatta. Riley Smith, he'll go at the back down to Mitchell Moses. Moses kicks his ball. It's played out there for the Roosters, and Crichton will regather the ball, and it'll be first tackle for the Roosters at the 10. You know, Tedesco's there. I would have said Saikatoa was there, but he would have fallen away these last couple of weeks. Ethan Strange is a good shout. He's been fantastic for Canberra. He's gone under the radar for a lot of this year. Nathan Cleary would have banked up some points as well. I really don't know who they give it to. Because again, Saikatoa was looking red hot for it, but has fallen away in these last month. Even 6 weeks. 5th tackle now for the Roosters at the 40. I think Tedesco clearly gets the fullback of the year, though. But ultimately, Dally M, there is quite a few players that could get it. I don't think there's been a better fullback than Tedesco this year. Not enough hot dogs pre-game, Mitchell says. You need help. So 10 minutes gone in the first half. 30 minutes to go of the first half. Hit that like button and subscribe. We'll be live for 2 games tomorrow. 2 games tomorrow. Big yikes, those games, though. Knights, Broncos, and Cowboys, Tigers. And I also have to wear the Vietnamese straw hat thing. Rice hat. The Vietnamese hat, because Olivia donated big time for me to do it. So I have to do it tomorrow. We all need help, to be fair. Jared, that is true. That is true, mate. But I can tell you right now, travel helps you. So Roosters knocked that ball on, and the Eels come to a lung and gets that ball back on the inside, and they're going to score, Parramatta. Jermaine Hopgood should have had a penalty try before, in my opinion. But don't worry, Jermaine Hopgood will score for the Eels underneath the post. Bing bong, ding dong. Parramatta Squeals with a try time. Parramatta Squeals with a try time. Under the post, basically, too. And it's about to be 6-0 Parramatta. And Dolphins fans and Manly fans, they have got no kits on at the moment. Manly and Dolphins fans, they have taken their clothes off and they are shaking it all about. Floor says Wallabies playing at sea level tonight. We're unleashing Corey Toole, who can run 100 metres in 9.2 seconds. I can do it in 9.1. I'm saying the Wallabies shut those South African fans out once again. Hey, hopefully. That'd be huge. What time is that game on? Have a look what time it is in Vietnamese. Wallabies, 10:10, not a bad time slot. 10:10, I'll take it. I will tell same time as last week. So what would be that for you guys in Eastern Australia? 11:10, 12:10, about 1:10. Ooh, yikes. Remixer says, let's go Eels. Well, good start there. Good start. They've definitely been the better team the first 12 minutes. And Sam Walker, we're still waiting for confirmation if he'll be back today. I don't think he will be, though. Where is Andrew these days? He moderates over on TJC's channel. TJC's still cracking on, yeah? He'd probably be at this game, to be fair. TJC does his thing. Let me have a look. I think he'll probably be at this game. Yeah, like he vlogs the Eels games and whatnot. So Zach Lomax will get the kick. It wasn't a great kick, but he got it. So 6-0. 6-0. To be fair, TJC hasn't really been streaming a great deal recently. He did the one game last week, Roosters Dogs. And then the other games are like a month ago and stuff like that. But I think he's still doing vlogs and that kind of jazz. Yeah. Yeah, he's still doing vlogs and whatnot. Just from the Eels. So have they said Category 1 for Sam Walker? He's not playing next week. Yeah, 1:10 a.m. for the Wallabies game for us. I'll get up for the All Blacks, though, at 7 a.m. Well, 1:10 is actually not too bad of a time slot if you're a Wallabies fan. I know you're Kiwi, but 1:10 is not actually a bad time because it means you can stay up. If it's like 4 a.m., you're in a weird mixed time slot. 3, 4 a.m., you're in a weird mixed time slot of like, do I stay up or do I wake up for it? And then if you don't, you could miss your alarm and stuff like that if you go to sleep, or sometimes you can just be too tired and not get up. But 1:10 is actually not too bad of a time slot because it means that you can probably stay up for it, especially on a Saturday night when most people don't have work tomorrow. Yeah, Leon says Sam Walker, 11-day stand down. Oh, knock on there from the Eels of the 10. That's what you want to do after points. You want to knock it on. That's what you want. That's exactly what you want. Thought he would be in here a fair bit with the Squeals doing all right the last few weeks. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Andrew probably is a little... Andrew probably doesn't want to get, slapped into oblivion by the comments sent by me. Beautiful. Jared says, I was wondering, because no one has annoyed Blaze with bad logic. Well, Andrew's great for that. I still remember the Take the Two discussion that almost drove you insane. Oh, that did drive me insane. That did. That Take the Two discussion, that sent me up the wall. So Roosters down to 13, and they're getting the penalty. How about they take the 2 now? Who's got the balls to say the Roosters should take the 2 down 6-0? Because that's the equivalent of that conversation. Who's got the balls to say, go on? Mitchell says Junior Tupou's first error of his career. No, surely not. No, I don't believe it. No, I don't believe it. No way. No way. Okay, so let's go Eels. You, as a Titans fan, you probably should want Roosters to win. Not that the Eels really matter. The only team that's in play is the Knights. So Roosters here, 5 metres out, even the line, first tackle. They roll it back to Mark Nwanganitawase. And Nafahu wide, he'll be 10 metres out, second tackle. I do still have the Roosters to win this game, to be fair, despite the fact the Eels have clearly been the way better team the first 14 minutes, but that knock-on does summarise Parramatta. Tedesco back onto the inside, Billy Smith, he slips over, and I think he's just face planted there. Oh, they're going to say high tackle. Bivo, someone throwing up a cut, you Kurtz! Someone throwing up a cut, you Kurtz! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on. Gee whiz. And, yeah, it's a bit of a swinging arm there, so it is a penalty. Jay says Sam Walker does not miss. Yeah, well, he'll miss next week. How about that? How about that, Jay? How about that for Sam Walker does not miss? Well, looks like he's missing next week. So the Roosters will be 5 metres out from the line. Lindsay Collins, first tackle. And short ball to Spencer Leniu. That's not going to do anything. 3 metres out, second tackle, 15 minutes in. And they'll give it out to Tedesco. Should have tried the floater, but it could have gone wrong, so it's probably okay that it didn't. Now they go right inside. Victor Radley, 6 again, maybe a try. I think he scored. I think he might have scored. They're going to say no try here. I don't know if you're going to have enough angles to overturn this. 6 more for Dylan Brown offside. So regardless, the Roosters will get a 6 again here at the 10. And Radley pushes through Dylan Brown. Papali gets over the top of him. I don't know. There's not going to be an angle to show that ball goes down, and I think it is up, to be fair. Brenton says, how's that a try and not the other end? Ridiculous that wasn't a penalty try before. Laurie says, Sam Walker is what the Vietnamese say tar be it for next week. What is tar be it? I don't know what that means. Vietnamese. So that's going to be Roosters reset the tackle count at the 10. It will be held up. It will be held up. It will be held up here. I tell you what, though, this has been the longest 15. It's not that the game's been bad. It's just that this has been a... Oh, jeez. Someone messaged me saying, whoever blamed you was honestly a dickhead. Third tackle here with the Roosters and their 4 metres out. Oh, it's too funny. Third tackle, Benai Uelu. He'll give it out to Connor Watson. Watson here to Hugo Zavala. Tedesco over the top. Adokar intercept is away. Adokar at the 20, the 30, the 35, the 40. No one's catching Adokar, son. Get that in your mouth and slap it like a hot dog in the mouth, son. Josh Adokar will get the intercept. It was very close. Very, very close. But they will get a try. 10-0 with the kid to come. Parramatta and Roosters. Welcome back to that top 8 battle, baby. Welcome back, because Roosters, you are now potentially, if you lose this game, unlikely to make the 8. You have gone from being near certainties to make the 8 if you win this game, to if you lose this game, being unlikely to make the 8. Because next week, the Roosters play the Storm. Next week, the Dolphins play the Titans. Manly next week also play, I think, I'm not too sure who they play next week. But if you lose this game here, Roosters, you're in trouble. You are in trouble if you lose this game. Scott James, I liked your Big Brother video. Get around ya. Get around ya. Get around ya. It'd be so funny if we got on, mate. So funny. Adzi D says, I remember as a kid, my dad said to me, one day you'll go for the Eels. I thought he was crazy, but that day is here. Go Eels. Hey, Adzi, I hope you're proud of the Titans' performance, mate. We gave it a good red-hot crack for you. How good bastards. Adokar there with the try, and it's 10-0 to kid to come. Nikhil says, that was like turning back the clock. Express pace there from the Fox. Well, it wasn't as speedy as he has been in the past, but like that is absolute. And I'm just glad that he caught it. I'm glad he caught it, and the Roosters, they're in trouble if they lose this game. They've lost Sam Walker for the game. He won't play against Melbourne next week. Yeah, they play the Rabbitohs in 2 weeks' time, but they're kind of a huge win against the Dragons. They've won 3 games in a row. It's a rivalry game. Could you imagine if the Rabbitohs are the ones to make sure the Roosters miss the 8? Lomax will do what he does best and miss the kick. Laurie says, what does Fox say? Squeal. He squeals. He was squealing the whole way. I can just imagine the squealing he was doing. Rabbits will want to win that game. Yeah, Scott, that's usually what teams do. They do try and want to win. They are big fans of winning. Big fans of winning. Haven't done too much of it this year, but they are big fans of winning. The old teams. Brenton says, Laurie. Oh, no, please tell me we're not doing the what does the... Oh, my gosh, I just realised what the joke was. Oh, no, I need to do this now to get past that joke. Oh, my gosh. That was a great banger in the day, though. What does the fuck say? That's a banger. That was a banger in the day. Bit like Opa Gangnam Style. Which is the better song, do you reckon? Which you reckon? I know that Gangnam Style took over the world, but what does the fox say was one of the all-time bangers? One of the all-time bangers. Third tackle here for the Eels, and this might be a penalty coming up here for Parramatta as well. Dylan Walker is staying down. Gangnam Style is so catchy, though. It really is. You're still thinking about it. You know, he's still making a living, like a big living, of traveling the world and just singing that. And I think the other one is Gangster or something. What's his other song? Nah, it's just an accidental head clash there. There's nothing wrong with this tackle. Accidental head clash, Lindsay Collins, Dylan Walker, but they're both going to have to come from the field, especially Dylan Walker. I really want to go to one of sides concert in Korea. They look sick. Yeah, people get around it. And I was walking with a friend the other day here in Vietnam. And they were singing the song Gangnam Style. It's still big over here. Like, it's still big. That song came out like what, 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Scott says, "It's okay if I share the Big Brother video to help you out." Go for it, my friend. Go for it. Jared Farm Money says, "Taxman should take lessons from Tanner Boyd on how not to miss." Well, Tanner Boyd doesn't miss, Jared. This is the thing that Brenton still hasn't come to terms with. Dylan Walker comes off with a HIA here. I really struggle to comprehend and understand how people still doubt the greatness of Tanner Boyd's conversion kicking. That makes sense. Did he miss one today, Brenton? Did he miss one today? I don't think he did. Bit of karaoke. Oh no, what's Daz said? Oh no, what has he said? What link is this? So Lindsay Collins been patched up, third tackle here for the Eels. Oh no, what's he put on? This is the "What Does the Fox Say" song. I'm going to have this as a banger in behind this game. Fourth tackle now for the Eels. No. What a banger! You guys can't hear shit, but if you click on Daz's link, you can see what I'm banging to. And first tackle now for the Roosters at the 30. Second tackle now for the Roosters at the 40. What a tune. William Seneca says, "Go Para, go get him." Hi from Papua New Guinea. Let's go the Eels. Get around you, William. He's always here for his Eels. Here we go. What does the fox say? Ding, 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 ding. Knock on there for the Roosters. you guys are watching on a stream right now as I'm listening to "What Does the Fox Say." But it's a knock on there for the Roosters. The Eels get the ball. Bow. What the fuck say? Daniel says, "Go Roosters here from Papua New Guinea. Get around you, Papua New Guinea." Ho. What the fuck say? Fox scoring that try just then was the worst thing that could have happened in this stream, on the basis that now we are listening to Ilvis the Fox. Bow. The Roosters are challenging this, saying the Eels have stripped it out, and I'm going to mute that for a second so I can hear it. They're just checking Papali's hand. He does have his hand on the ball here, but is there a stripping action? The hand is definitely locked onto the footy. Now let's see his fingers here. Let's see his fingers. That's a strip for mine. That's a strip for mine. Wow. They're going to say Joash is entitled to actually lock up the ball there. And they're going to say this is an unsuccessful challenge. So it's going to be Eels ball. Like, it's very clearly a strip from Joash, but sure. You can see his hand movement. Fuck say. Like, and says, singing the Fox song. This stream has lost the plot 20 minutes in. Hey, Lagan, serious channel. It's 19 minutes in, Lagan. It's 19 minutes in, and it's not. We're 18 and a half minutes in, 19 minutes in, alright? You get your shit together. You have lost the plot. We are the plot. You have lost the plot. 20 minutes in. We are not at the 20-minute mark. I haven't told you that we're 20 minutes in just yet, Lagan. So, second tackle now for the Eels, and they're at the 35 of the Fox. It's memory. What a tune. And it's going to be Papali. He's 13 metres out for the line, 4 tackle. Oh, listen to the belter. What is that sound? Jermaine Hopgood, Mitchell Moses hits Grassy McGrath, but it goes backwards. And now Panasini will get this ball to the 20 on fifth tackle. Now, guess what, Lagan? 20 minutes in. Pull your head in. 20 minutes in. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Eels put it up in the air. Knock on from the Eels. Now we're talking. Now we're damn well talking. Now we're talking. Okay, that's it for that song. 20 minutes in. I thought Let's Trot was his banger. Brenton, please tell. Do you not know that song we're talking about? The one that Daz shared? Do you not know that song? You've never heard the song What Does the Fox Say? So first tackle with the Roosters at their own 15. And now they're going to bring it out to the 20 on second tackle. I can hear it when you stay silent. Not true. If the Fox scores again, though. If the Fox scores again, we're listening to the tune again. Laurie says, Lost Ketchup was another one for the video. I said, aha. Okay, now Laurie's lost the plot. Fourth tackle here for the Roosters at the 38. And Benai Uelu goes for a 40-20 attempt. And that could be good. No, it's not going to have the angle on it. And it will be an easy one for Isaiah Yongi, who brings it back into the 15, first tackle. Purchase Man City versus Tottenham prediction. 74-0 Man City, mate. 74-0. No, I'll go 3-1 City. I'll go 3-1 City. And Eels will be driven back into the 16, second tackle. Bucks is coming to Roosters. Mate, you don't know what you want nowadays. You are an Eels fan. You don't know what you want. William says, yes, Eels, sometimes decisions got to go your way. Go officials, bunker. You guys are doing a sterling job. Well, for now, Eels way, yes. So, William, I think if you were here at the beginning of the game, you would have been disagreeing with that because the Eels probably should have had a penalty try. But it was not given. Oh, it's a knock-on there from the Eels. It's a knock-on from the Eels. They've said backwards? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, well done. They've called the knock-on. It took them about 5 to 10 seconds to call it. But they're going to challenge this. Don't challenge this, Parramatta. We're going to see both teams lose their challenge. We're going to see both teams lose their challenge. Never heard of it. Brenton, you Newcastle folk are a different breed down there. Different breed. Who mentioned 74-0, Mitchell? I didn't even hear it. I didn't even see it. That's a knock-on. I know he's trying to roll it backwards, but it's still coming forward. It's a knock-on. It's straight up a knock-on. Bucks says, I missed the first 10. What was the supposed penalty try? Well, Jermaine Hopgood was clearly taken out. There was no fullback for the Roosters. But they said Angus Crichton was entitled to do it. This is a knock-on. This is a knock-on. It's straight up a knock-on. It's straight up a knock-on. Mitch says, you did him up. But no, I did not. I never mentioned a 74-0. Oh, I wasn't even referring to that. But now I'll refer to that. I don't even... Hold on. In an attempt to pass, but it's a knock-on from Junior Polo. Yep, so unsuccessful challenge. Unsuccessful challenge. You've done that to yourself, Mitchell, because I didn't even bring that up with any kind of intention at 74-0 with the Cowboys-Tigers score. Wiggy says, good brother from Rabaul in Papua New Guinea. Go Para. A lot of Eels fans in Papua New Guinea. KJH Sports says, the Melbourne Storm is coming to take that minor premiership off the Titans. Not really, mate. Not really. It's looking pretty locked up there for the Gold Coast in regards to the minor premiership. But, you keep thinking that. You keep dreaming that. Titans are never losing the minor premiership. You know what? How about this one? KO Sports. If the Titans don't win the minor premiership based off of this table right here by the end of the year, I'll give you $1 trillion. I'll give you $1 trillion. I'll give you a quadrillion. How about that? So third tackle now for the Roosters. And they will be at the 23. Benai Uelu off to Nafahu White. Nafahu White is going to be at the 15, fourth tackle. Brendan says, then Olivia drops a link to a chicken song. I'm not going to click this chicken song. Hits the grass. Hugo Savala, James Tedesco. Tedesco brings it out to the 15. It'll be fifth tackle now for the Roosters. 18 minutes to go in the first half. Up to Savala, kicks that ball up into the corner. Nwanganeta Wase! I think there's a knock-on about 1 million times in the Roosters here. Oh, lads, we might be on for the longest game in history. It's only been 22 minutes and we're going to see another bunker call for a clear no try. We might be on for the longest game in history. This game started at 4:30. It's my time, 10 past 5 my time. I know it's 8:10 your time. This game's been going for 40 minutes and we've still got 18 minutes to go in the first half. This might be the longest game in history. It might potentially be. We might be here tomorrow. We might be here tomorrow. We may still be watching this game when the Roosters play the Storm next week. Gee whiz. And it's going to be a first knock on Eels here for mine. But then Roosters will knock this ball on. Jay said, I'll give you $1 trillion and $1 if you burn your question book. I think this is a knock on Eels first off from Isaiah Yongi. Might still touch the arm. Oh, there's going to be an escort here, actually. There is going to be an escort from the Eels. Papali plays the man. Play's actually continuing. Oh, there's a knock-on from Toy, I reckon. Yeah, on the ground, Toy knocks it on. So it's going to be a penalty to the Roosters, but no try. Lagan says, no, the longest game in history will forever be the Bulldogs versus Rabbitohs Storm delay this year. No, this is on target. That was a long game, though. That was a long game. But this is on target. Yeah, Mitchell says take the 2. I reckon it's on here for the Roosters. Bring it back within 8. Where's Nate J when you need him? Nate will give you a spiel. He will give you a spiel on taking the 2. So the Roosters now will be 10 metres away from the line. First tackle. St. Lucia's brothers from Papua New Guinea, section 4-4. Get around you. So second tackle now for the Roosters, and they're 2 metres away from the line. 18 minutes left first half. Benai Uelu. He'll go to Nafahu White, and good rush-up defence there from Parramatta. And the Roosters, 1 metre out, third tackle. Screw that, kick a field goal. Yeah, go for the field goal. Oh, that's an easy try. Oh, no, they've messed up an easy try, the Roosters, because the pass wasn't good. But Nwanga to Wase, he'll be 5 metres out from the line, fourth tackle. He made something out of absolutely nothing. Livy says, no, I haven't lost the plot. If you're on this channel, you know you've lost the plot. And Connor Watson off to Angus Crichton. Crichton then Billy Smith. Billy Smith. Lucky held onto the ball. Fifth tackle at 13. Fifth tackle. Connor Watson gets it across to Savala. Savala into the air. Good kick. 1-1. Nwanga to Wase. Nwanga to Wase. Oh my gosh. Mark Nwanga need to damn well Wase. That is a belter of an individual performance there for that. He goes up in the air, he grabs it, he doesn't have the ability to get the try, he holds on to it, he's just waiting for anybody. He's like, hello, someone, come ready, you ready, Roosters? Someone, chugga please. I have a latte right here for you, an almond latte. It's nice and hot for you. And then Tedesco was right there, he throws the ball back into him, and Tedesco has an easy run at the line. The almond latte was just red hot, waiting for Tedesco to come through, and he gets the latte given to him for free. Tick it off the coupon, and plenty of lattes going around at Bondi right now. Plenty of almond lattes. Laurie says, longest game was the tennis game, Ray Charles against Steve Wonder, endless love. Laurie, you have lost the plot. You have definitely lost the plot here. Wow, look at the strength from Nwanga to Wase. Great strength. Sean James says, I've seen the Eels one before, tripping balls. Are you talking about the penalty try shout? Is that what you're talking about? Almond latte for the boys, Brent says. Buck says Fox should have tied him up. Yeah, Fox should have done better there, but Nwanga Tuase is a very strong player. David says, Crystal Waters' Destination Unknown was a great song back in the day, Blaze. What's happening in the chat right now? What's happening? We got Laurie talking about Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder and a tennis game of endless love. We got Davo talking about some random song I've never heard of from back in the day, and we've had to listen to Roosters missed the kick. Oh boy, Savala comes on and missed the kick, so it's 10-4 to the Eels, and we've had to listen to what does the Fox say. You know, this is just turning into an absolute schmozzle. Could you imagine if someone here who might not be commenting, hello to you, is coming here for a serious stream? Could you imagine if someone's like, oh yes, I can listen to commentary about the Roosters Eels, my team's playing, and next minute you've got the bloke listening to what does the Fox say with Laurie talking about Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder in a tennis game. And now this is what's happening. And it's a close game. And it's a meaningful game for the Roosters too. What's going on? Livy says, just sniff my jar. Oh, we'll sniff the jar. You don't have to ask me twice. Halikimi getting around it again. Support Roosters all the way from Goroka and Papua New Guinea. Get around Papua. For the Roosters, they will get this ball to the 10 on first tackle. Brent says, people not commenting is like WTF. There's a lot of people. A lot of people don't comment. A lot of people just like to listen in and see the schmoz on the chat and have a bit of a laugh. Not everyone needs to get involved with the Nova Castries in the chat, Brenton. You know, not all of us can mentally deal with it, you know. Third tackle if the Roosters at the 30 on their own side of the field. I can deal with it because I know that despite how bad the Titans are, we've still beaten the Knights twice this year. So I'm able to deal with it. But other people, I don't know. Forward from the Roosters, and Will Panasini will get this ball at the 50 on first tackle. First tackle for the Parramatta. Well, zero tackle, sorry. Well, it wasn't a knock on, but sure. It wasn't a knock on, but sure. First tackle now for the Eels. And they will get this ball now to the 40 on second tackle. Yeah, well, not all can see my comments either, so sorry to them. No, they'd be very grateful for that. All right, so third tackle here for the Eels at the 35 on the Roosters side of the field. Benny West says, nice country scene painting behind you. Yeah, Vietnam. Vietnamese painting. And Dylan Brown will be at the 24. Usually you're going to find Vietnamese art in Vietnam. It's usually going to be a good start. So Mitchell Moses at the 25. Puts into the centre. And the 5. Great take. Really good take there from the Roosters under a lot of pressure. 5 minutes out, first tackle. English in the World Cup games, please. Rugby League World Cup? Brother, when was the last Rugby League game you said I missed? I don't miss many. I think I've streamed at least the last 4 weeks every single game. I think I've probably missed in total this year, maybe at maximum, like 5 games across the entire round, 25 rounds. Maximum. And I've been in India, Thailand, USA, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Fiji, and I've missed like 5 games all season. What do you mean? I did all the international games last year too. Highlands on top says you missed Warriors vs Knights. Yeah, that's great. That's a part of the 5 games I'm talking about here. David says Union, my friend. Union. Well, the Union World Cup's not until 2027. The chat's off its rocker. The Rugby Union World Cup isn't for another 2 years, bro. Third tackle now for the Eels. And they'll be at the 40. 12 minutes to go in the first half. See that frame behind you is proper art, not the, oh, don't start this again, please. 4th tackle here at the halfway point. Not those circles and squares in your other place. I prefer the circles and squares to that kind of art. Out to the Eels, Mitchell Moses, and good run from Panasini to the 40, but nice tackle in the end by the Roosters to stop it. They go short side, Mitchell Moses, quick flank, puts it up in the air, good kick as well considering, and the Eels will catch it. Lomax, he throws the ball to grass, throws it again. They'll have numbers on the left-hand side here. They should have numbers here. They kick the ball across for Josh Adokar. What does the fuck say? What does the fuck say? See? We're flying. Try time for Josh Adokar. That's a double or Mundos, and it's 14-4 with a kick to come. Parramatta Eels. Highland says Women's Rugby World Cup started today. Oh, you saw the Women's World Cup? No, I won't be watching that. Not any disrespect to women. It's just that it's not really my thing. I'd watch the NRLW, but and the Women's World Cup and Rugby League. I like women's tennis and women in the UFC, but some sports I'm not a massive fan of. Like WNBA, you can get right out of my face with WNBA. And yeah, no, women's rugby union, just not my foray. Women's football, not even necessarily my foray either. Gary says, g'day Blaze and everyone. How are we all doing on this fine bank holiday weekend? Yeah, pretty wank holiday day, to be honest, to be a Titans fan, as per usual. But it's going to be Adokar with a double there, 14-4, a kick to come. Savin says, Roosters will still win this match by 10 points, margin 11-20. Well, it's not looking great right now, but a long way to go. 10 minutes to go in the first half here, guys. Slap the thumbs up button and slap the subscribe button. Roosters, they are welcoming the Dolphins and Manly back in. This is a great day if you're a Manly fan. If you're a Manly fan and you have clothes on right now, what are you doing? What are you doing? If you are a Manly fan and you still have shirt and pants on, there is a problem. Especially when the Eagle Rock is a song. Fox says, where's my phone charger? Eels now will miss the kick. Nice work, Zach Lomax. Some of his best work. 14-4 here with 10 minutes to go of the first half. Buck says, can Manly still make it to the finals? Yes, they damn well can, sir. Especially right now with the Roosters losing this game. They would stay on 28 points. There's 2 games to go. The Dolphins are on 26, Manly on 26. And guess what? Tigers, you're not making it. But you would be mathematically a chance. You just need too much from Manly, Dolphins, and Roosters all losing. The Dolphins on 26, Manly on 26, Roosters on 28. Roosters, if they lose this, currently they're on plus 82, so they've lost 10 points on the points differential. Dolphins are plus 81, Manly are plus 4. So Manly would need the Roosters to lose to both the Storm and also the Rabbitohs, basically, unless they can get a huge win at some point. But Manly do play the Warriors, I think, next week. The Dolphins, they play the Titans next week. So it's like the Dolphins have given up 160 points in the last 3 weeks, but also the Titans make me sick. So, the Dolphins, you'd assume they would win that game. And you would assume the Storm win the game against the Roosters, especially now with no Sam Walker in that game. So the Roosters have gone from being nearly guaranteed for the top 8, but if they lose this game, they're quite likely to miss the 8. Gary says, Jared, I hope your weekend improves, mate. Stay strong, buddy. Jared's flying, mate. He's just joking around. He's flying. He's never been more flying in his life, actually. Dylan Walker underneath now to Isaiah Yongi to 40. Buck says, damn it, Roosters, do it for Rocky. Hey, Buck, again, you're an Eels fan, buddy. Have you forgotten this? Brent says, be so cool if the Tigers got in. It would be great. But again, I'm going to say great hopefulness for Tigers fans. Good on you. But they have to win all 3 of their games. Manly would also have to lose both their remaining games. Dolphins would have to lose both of their remaining games. And the Roosters would have to lose all 3 of their remaining games. So, good luck. Best Sport says, if you get a chance, go watch the Dead's press conference. He just got rinsed by a reporter. Did he really? What did they say? Jesse, just say it here. I'll go watch it afterwards. Oh, knock on from the Roosters. And I know, Jesse, how you feeling with this game right now? You've gone from guaranteed 8 to potentially missing the finals. Just like that. Jared's flying, mate. That's why he's here. He's flying. Logan says, crazy you're going to be the biggest Broncos fan tomorrow? No, I couldn't give a shit. If the Titans had won, I would have given a shit, but I couldn't give a shit. If the Titans get wooden spoon, they deserve it. Best Sports says, they said, look at the crowd, they're all Warriors fans. It's embarrassing. Also, don't talk to me about this game. Oh, okay, don't talk to me about the game we're watching right now. Got it. No worries, yeah. Also, I did see a comment before about old mate posting up a story. The Titans are internally recognising that they've got the fans offside and they've lost touch with the fans. Is that actually true, Jesse? Have they said that publicly? Maybe not publicly, but have they said that? Let's hear your 4-6 prediction. No. Third tackle now for the Eels, and they'll be at the 35. And Riley Smith will go to Mitchell Moses, and Kevin Twadlungi will be at the 20 on 4th tackle. On 4th tackle. Riley Smith off to Moses. Moses then to Dylan Walker. Dylan Walker, here's a chance for the Eels. Jack Williams, he'll be 10 metres out from the line, 5th tackle. Did Desi blow up? I don't think Desi would have blown up. I think he would recognise it. And Moses puts his ball on Zach Lomax. Oh, there still could be a try. I think this might be a try penalty. I don't think Lomax knocked this ball on. Best Sports says a bad bro. Apparently they kicked out Titans fan. It's a try for the Eels. It's 18-4. Sorry, Jesse. It's 18-4 to the Eels with 7 minutes to go the first half. Oh my gosh, Roosters is a nightmare. You are having a nightmare day. This is actually the biggest nightmare you could have had. This is actually possibly the biggest nightmare in history for the Roosters. Before this game, they were a lock for the finals. It was guaranteed. You're playing the Eels. You got the Rabbitohs in 2 weeks. But now, not only are Manly back into the scene, but you got the Storm with no Sam Walker next week. Roosters! Oh, it's a collapse of epic proportions! It's a collapse of epic proportions! That's what says Roosters are cooked. I'm watching UFC, I'm out. Oh boy. 18-4 with a kick to come. I don't believe it. Oh, maybe not, Jesse. Come back. Don't go to the UFC, Jesse. Might be no try here. It might be no try. But yeah, if someone got kicked out for a Titans fan waving a flag, that's disgraceful and doesn't surprise me one bit. Because his club is completely out of touch with its fan base. Oh, it is actually a knock-on from Zach Lomax. So the Roosters are still here, mate. Jesse, you're in a war zone right now. I don't know how you get out of it, mate. I don't know how you get out of it. But it will be knock-on, no try. Chad's back next week too. Chad Townsend, back out of retirement. So it is Roosters ball here at the 20 on first tackle, coming off their own line. Sean says, G'day, Jared. Should be all good after a shit week. This is what this stream is, mate. Takes all the shit away. Exactly right. It's what sport's all about. It's what sport's all about. The win gets you out of your funk, and the loss, it really enhances the funk. It really enhances it. But luckily for me, I'm very grateful I'm able to travel the world and experience new cultures and whatnot, because I can promise you right now, I would have flipped the fuck out if I was going to every single Titans game as per usual. I would have flipped out like a madman. Like a madman. So I'm very grateful that I decided to travel this year, because our organisation is inept. So the Roosters, Tedesco, get it off to Robert Toya. Toya here at the 40. Toya! Robert Toya with a good run to the 30 on the Eel side of the field. Fit tackle, 6 minutes to go the first half. Dave says they couldn't play shit like this last week. No, they couldn't. And good Lindsay Collins coming through. That's played out there from the Eels, but that's knock on from the Roosters. The Eels will get the ball at 10. Jared says absolutely Sean. Thanks for that. Fire up. Gary says Man City vs Spurs today. You can slap Gary. You're going to get slapped. Makes me sick how big of a slapping the old Tottenham. Spuds, mate. Brenton says the Titans organisation would have taken the drums off you, Blaze. Oh, honestly, wouldn't have surprised me. Honestly, I say this to you, it would not have surprised me. Because they're a bunch of clowns, dude. Brenton says, probably good you hadn't been there. Yeah. No, it is good. It is good. So, Eels will get the ball here, their own 10. Will you stream the Ashes at the end of the year? Absolutely. Dave says, even the drums. Yeah, it wouldn't have surprised me. Williamson Ecker says, Eels, Mitch and Fox, we've got this. Take advantage because the Roosters are good. Get them flat tonight. They are flat tonight, and they've got no Sam Walker to get them through the funk of the game. And he's out next week too. Third tackle here for the Eels at the 35. 5 minutes to go the first half. Edward says, go the Eels. Yeah, no, they're flying at the moment. They're flying. And right now they would be out of the bottom 4. The Rabbitohs would come back into the bottom 4. And the Cowboys would be third last. All right, Eels ball, fifth tackle at the 45 on their own side of the field. Yeah, I think all bets are off in regards to what could have happened at Titans games this year, to be fair. I think all bets are off. Especially with myself saying my mind and speaking my mind nowadays, because I don't have to feel like I need to be validated by a bunch of corporate cucks. First tackle now for the Roosters at the 30. And Connor Watson get this ball to Billy Smith. Billy Smith will be at the 35. Now the 40 on second tackle. Laurie Steele's got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose and nothing to gain except for avoiding the bottom 4. And they would be happy with that. They would be happy with it. Mitchell says, have to feel bad for Roosters fans. How are they meant to get through watching this team? Must be so hard. Must be really difficult, mate. Yeah, no, definitely harder than watching a Knights and a Titans game right now. Could you imagine watching a Titans-Knights game with the way those two teams are performing as we speak? Could you imagine that? I reckon we'd be done. I reckon that'd be it. I reckon we'd cancel the stream. We'd cancel the channel. I think that'd do me. That would do me watching a Titans-Knights game at the moment. The ball will be allowed to bounce by Parramatta, but Josh Papali will get the ball at the 22. Bretton says, yeah, feel bad for you, Roosters fans. Well, Parramatta for the Eels. Parramatta for the Eels. Penalty for the Parramatta Eels is what I should have said there. Cows Knights was bad enough. Jay, I can't believe you've even reminded us of that game. Can't believe it. I actually am in shock horror. 3 minutes to go the first half here. Eels will get a penalty, which will get them out of their own 20. Dave says, I've noticed the frontline area has diminished since you're not there. Yeah, they'll never admit that in the club. But I'll never say a bad word about the frontline. I helped build that for over 15 years, mate. You know, I want them to be successful regardless. Edward says, in order for the Eels to win, they need to score more than 25 to 30 points. Not necessarily. The Roosters' attack is going to diminish now with no Sam Walker. Not necessarily. They could win this game with this score. It's going to be tough for the Roosters to win this game with their halfback out. Big Cows fan, that Jay. Like, yeah, big Cows fan. Jay's huge. I watched one Knights fan on YouTube who was swearing the whole stream. Are you talking about Link? Does Link swear, Brenton? I don't know. I know Link's a true blue, but does Link swear on his night streams? Or are we talking about that other Knights guy who kind of gets around it? I think he's more on like Twitch or something. All right, Mitchell Moses, Riley Smith, Papali, Dylan Brown at the 20. It's still only a 10-point game here. The Night Yeah, that's Link. That's Link from the Night podcast. And up it goes. Roosters will luckily grab the ball at 3, and it'll be first tackle. Gary says, Eels number 8 is a big lad. They seem to go to him a lot. Number 8 is Junior Bolo, is it? Is Junior Bolo number 8? No, Jermaine Hopgood. Yeah, Jermaine Hopgood's huge. He's a big guy. Hasn't had the greatest of years, but he's a big dude. He's had a good game tonight. Third tackle now at the 13. Link constantly swears. Yeah, I obviously don't have the ability to watch your stream, so I don't know. Fourth tackle at the 22. What happened at Desi's press conference? I don't know. I'll have to have a look at it afterwards. I only saw what Best Sport 2.0 said before. And Toya knocks it on, and it'll be Eels Sport the 47. 1 minute to go. Hit the first half. Eels have one more chance to score before half time. His square jar is always full. Fair enough. Bill says go to Eels. Well, it's about to be Eels ball at the 45, and the Roosters are having an absolute nightmare of a day. Nightmare of a day. But at least the Dolphins didn't win. If the Dolphins had won, that would have been just monumental. Kelma Tuolungi now gets his ball to the 35 on second tackle. Grassy McGrath having a blinder. Absolute blinder from Grassy McGrath. Dylan Walker. Walker at the back here to Izayongi. And Dylan Brown will be 20 metres out. Third tackle, 27 seconds left. I wouldn't be surprised with the field goal at the end of this set. Yongi, Papali to Mitchell Moses. Flicks it on quickly. Coming to Alungi. Then off to Will Penasini. And Penasini, no, it's going to be called a knock-on. Will be a knock-on. So one says, Toya hadn't been great since Origin. Toya hasn't actually been incredible for the Roosters, but he had a really awesome Origin series. But I wouldn't even say that Toya's been that great for the Roosters in general. Like, he's been okay. He's been solid, but nothing too spectacular. Not as good as he was in Origin. Buck, you are a Roosters fan, mate, so I don't know why you're complaining about the knock-on. 1 second left here. Roosters might literally just kick this ball down deep, or they'll kick it over the sideline. And that is exactly what they're doing here. Well, not even a deep kick. It's just up in the air. The chase through from Tedesco is good. That's a knock-on. Oh, my gosh. The Roosters are going to score. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Parramatta. Oh, my. What? Oh, dude, Parramatta. That is a schmozzle if I've ever seen one. Nwanga Tawase is going to score on the sign. There was 1 second left. They were at their own 40. They kicked this ball up into the air, and it's a knock-on from the Eels directly into Robert Toya, and then he passes the ball to Nwanga Tawase. Oh, dude. Tedesco put lots of pressure on. Toya just grabs it. They give it off to Nwanga Tawase, and they score. That is absolutely insane. That is absolutely insane. That's great work from Tedesco to put that pressure on Isaiah Yongi. And the Roosters have just brought themselves back into the game at 14-8 with a kick to come. And the siren obviously was going because they only had 1 second just then. That is classic Para, Buck. That is classic Para. But you are a Roosters fan, so you shouldn't mind too much. Yeah, I don't think Tedesco knocks that ball on. It's not confirmed yet. They're looking to see if Tedesco knocks it on. Edward says, you guys think putting Brown at centre is good for the Eels, considering he plays really well when he's at 6 and Mo's at 7? Sure, but he's going to the Newcastle Knights next year. Dylan Brown's not an Eels player from next year onwards, so they want to try their new 6 and 7 pairing. Whether it was Dean Hawkins or now, obviously, Joash Papali. We're still waiting for this to be confirmed as a try. We're still waiting. So I think Dylan Brown at centres is good because that's a bit of a weaker position. Okay, let's have a look. I don't know. I don't know if you can conclusively say that Tedesco touches that. We're still waiting here. We are still waiting for the call. If they call bunker now, it's a no try. I don't think there's a guarantee here. You can't conclusively say there's a knock on there to overturn the call. There's not conclusive evidence. You have to go with a no. You have to go with the try. That's Parramatta's best chance here, but there's not enough conclusive evidence. The fact that we're still having to look at this, and they are going to go to the bunker. They are going to go to the bunker. So this is probably going to be a no try. If you've taken this long to come to this, then it's going to be a no try. I don't think there's conclusive evidence, though. I just don't know if you could... Oh, it's... I just don't know if you can conclusively say that. They are going to say knock on here. They are going to say knock on, but the Eels will get away with it there. Like, that was very close. The referee called try on field. They took a million looks at it. I just don't know if you can conclusively say that it was touched by Tedesco, but they will call it a no try, and it will go in at 14-4 half time. Very close call there. Very close call. But either way, Parramatta lead 14-4 at half time, and they deserve it. Sam Walker injury is going to be the big talking point from this game. Does make up a little bit for the no try, Mitchell, but I think this one was just really difficult one to call. But I just think that in that kind of situation, you need a conclusive evidence, and they didn't. I just don't know if they had it. But either way, that's half-time, guys. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and let's get into the stats. Eels, 53% possession. Roosters, 47% possession. The try scorers are Jermaine Hopgood, Addo-Carr twice, and Tedesco for the Roosters. The time of possession is 14 minutes and 9 seconds for the Eels, 12 minutes and 18 seconds for the Roosters. So just about 26 minutes there with time and possession. Just about 26 minutes, which is not that great. It's getting close to the 25-minute mark, which means that there's been a lot of errors and penalties and whatnot. But completion rate, you want to be seeing at least 80%, and here's where the team is losing it. 86% for the Eels. They are above 80%. They're loving life. 20 from 23, you're not complaining. Roosters at 73%. So a 13% swing there. 14 from 19 complete sets for the Roosters. There is a few problems in regards to completing their sets, and they're also not getting the same amount of ball, but it's not too far from possession-wise, 54%, 46% now. So, like, overall, it's only 4 sets off, but the Eels have made 3 errors, whilst the Roosters have made 5 errors with 4 less sets. Attacking-wise, runs, 101 runs for the Roosters. 101 runs for the Eels with 725 run meters, so well and truly below the 10 meters on average per run. But at the end of the day, they're still at 725. They're happy with that. The Roosters have 79 runs for 571 metres. That is abhorrent. That is well behind. That is over 220-odd metres from being at the 10 metres on average per run. 79, 571. So if you want to be unfair and give them the 10 metres on average per run for the 22 runs separating, that's 220, 671, 8. I'm not even going to do it. I'm not going to do it because it's unfair. There's no point. At the end of the day, both teams are running at a similar rate, I would probably say. Maybe the Roosters are a little bit better of a rate considering the lackluster amount of runs. But with that being said, the Eels are still well in advance there of the Roosters, and they are running at a similar rate, but Eels well in advance. Post-contact is Eels 182, Roosters 181, which kind of alludes to what I just said there. The Roosters, if you do equate it with a really difficult metric system, then you would probably say the Roosters are in advantage, maybe just, but overall, this is proof in the fact that it's 182 to 181 Eels way with an extra 22 runs. So the Roosters in the middle field are probably, with ball in hand, getting ultimately more meters, but it's just that they're not having the ball in hand, and the Eels are suffocating the possession because the Roosters are making errors and whatnot. Now, tackle breaks, 13-10 Roosters way. So the Eels have only missed 13 tackles and the Roosters have only missed 10. That's really good defense there from both teams. But the average set distance, anything under 25 is pathetic. It turned the stream off. 25 to 30 is disgusting. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is hitting the marker, average. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. And 50 plus is perfect. The Eels are at 31.53. So they are at the mid to lower end of a underwhelming. They're not hitting the 35 marker, whilst the Roosters are at 30.05. They are lucky to be in the underwhelming category. They are extreme low end, very close to high end of disgusting, but they are 30.05, which is about 1.5 meters behind the Eels. Both teams are completing really poor amount of meters on average sets. Average set distance is really bad for both those teams. Now, average play the ball speeds 3.52 seconds for the Eels, 3.57 seconds for the Roosters, which is very even. And bang smack in the middle of an average play the ball speed there across the comp. Offloads is 3-2 Eels way. Usually see a lot more Eels offloads, so not today. But they are winning 14-4. Kick defusal is 25% for the Eels, 75% there for the Roosters. And then we go to the effective tackle percentage, and we all knew this was going to be good. Anything under 85% is pathetic. 85 to 88% is underwhelming. 88% to 90% is very solid. And then 90% and above is brilliant. 90.48% is where the Eels are at, so they're very happy with that. 171 tackles made for only 13 missed tackles and 5 ineffective. Average amount of missed tackles is 15 to 17. Average amount of ineffective tackles is 6 to 7. 13 missed tackles is 2 under the lowest point of the average, and 5 ineffective is 1 under the lowest point of the averages. So both ineffective and missed, the Eels are doing very, very well there with the 18. Bad tackles through 171, but the Roosters even better at 91.92%. They're at 182 tackles for 10 missed tackles and 6 ineffective. So a very similar amount of tackles made. It's just 11 tackles separating. The Roosters have got 3 less missed tackles, so they're 5 under the lowest of the average of 15 to 17, and they've only got 1 more ineffective, and they are on the bank smack average of what ineffective tackles usually are. So overall, 18 bad tackles for the Eels, 16 bad tackles there for the Roosters. Both teams on an individual defensive effective tackle percentage level are performing at a really, really good rate. Negative play is, wow, Roosters, you're back to the error-ridden Roosters that we've seen a lot of this year. 9 errors. So 4 and below is brilliant. 5 to 6 is average. 7 and above is really bad. The Roosters are at 9, so that's really bad. And 6 errors for the Eels is on the higher end of the average. Both teams make a lot of errors, but the Roosters with 9 is pathetic, and that is a big reason why they're down 14-4 here. Could they come back? Sure, but no Sam Walker is going to hurt them on the attack. Penalties conceded 3-3, so it's getting up there, but it's nothing too crazy. Ruck infringements is 1-0 Roosters. Inside 10 metres is 1-1, and then on reports is 1-0 Roosters. So overall, Roosters defensively and Eels defensively solid. Errors-wise, Roosters pathetic. Then you go to offloads, very similar. Play the balls, very similar. Average set distance is only 1.5 metres separating in favour of the Eels, but they're both underwhelming. Post-contact meters, I'd say the Roosters are well in advance there, being 22 runs behind, only 1 metre behind post-contact. And the Roosters might be 150 metres behind the Eels, but that's with 22 less runs. They're probably at a similar rate, if not maybe just under, if you do try to equate it. But the completion rate is 73% for the Roosters and 86% for the Eels is the key telling point here. So overall, this game is still on. I just really worry for the Roosters' attack. I really worry for the Roosters' attack with no Sam Walker. Bucks are still on track for the longest game of the season. Absolutely. This game started at 4:30 my time. It is now 5:40, and we're only like a quarter of the way or halfway into halftime. We are only a very small amount in. Aussie Mozzie says, when will the NRL realise the bunker has not worked? Yeah, but what's your solution? Because the video ref must be a thing. You can't not have the bunker, right? You can't not have video ref. So what's your solution? Because if you take the video ref away, then you're going to see very obvious tries get called a no try off the eye test, and you're going to see very obvious no tries that will be called tries off of the eye test. So if you don't have any form of video refereeing decision, the issue is that 20 years ago, 10 years ago, people complained, but not at a significant level like it is now. It's more to do with the fact of the interpretations and the people inside the bunker right now than I do believe it's to do with the actual usage of the bunker and what the bunker represents, because you need a video ref, otherwise you will see some really bad calls that on-field referees, the pressure will be way too heavy in regards to the referees making the right decisions, and we're going to see all the hate the bunker gets, and it'll be delivered straight to the doorstep, knocking right on the door of the referees on a more significant level. And it's like the referees have a very difficult job on field. They do. It's very difficult, right? So I'm never going to expect them to get all the calls right, but you will see that there will be some blatant missed calls that you would have needed the video ref to see. And it's like, yes, the interpretation needs adjusting. You need to take interpretation away. You have to have it as black and white. You just have to. The interpretation needs to be removed from the game, because the interpretation is what kills it. But at the end of the day, it's funny. This is extremely funny that the fans will come to the same conclusion from both teams normally, or from all teams in general. The commentary is usually on the same page as the fans. Most people are on the same page, except for the person that matters. So what does that tell you? It tells you the interpretation inside the bunker. It's the people involved that are making the mistakes. It's the people involved that need to be rectified with. It's not the video ref. It is not the bunker as itself, because we are able to utilize the bunker basically just off the fact that we can watch it here on TV. And so can the commentators, and so can everyone else. If you are a player, you don't get the benefit of being able to watch all the angles prime time. If you are an on-field referee, you don't get the benefit. There is no excuse for the person in the bunker. It's about how they deliberate it and do it themselves individually. It's not about the actual process of what the video ref represents. Olivia says, I don't blame Desi's blow-up. They kept asking the same question when it's a press conference about the game not signing. Well, did he blow up, did he? Did he actually blow up? Did he actually blow up? Dylan Walker's having a massive milestone game. Yeah, Dylan Walker's been good. Charlie says, Bunker is the kid who reminds the teacher there was homework. Valid. That's actually a good comment. That's valid. Dom says, you're going to watch City in 40 minutes' time. You know I will, son. You damn well know I will. Is that on 40 minutes? 6:30 p.m. What a slot. What a slot. Gee whiz. So right after this game finishes, I'll chuck that on for sure. Geez, how good is it actually being in a time zone that you can actually watch games at a reasonable time? Bretton says, get AI in the bunker. You shut your dirty mouth. Don't you ever say something so crazy again. AI is terrifying. AI is terrifying, but... yeah, dearie me. Dearie me. Guys, the real issue with video referee is user error, not the technology. Agreed. Agreed. And they have this absolute coping mechanism of we get more angles in the bunker. Well, then show us the angles because there's no reason you can't show us. There is zero reason you cannot show it. If you can show this angle and you can show this angle and we can see all these angles, but we can't see the one angle that mattered? Shut up, man. Shut up, man. That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Dearie me. Dearie me. He put his foot down, that's for sure. Good. Good. I want him to do it. Logan says, don't know if you read my comment earlier, Blaze, but I'm starting to think the Titans are taking a toll on Desi's mental health. It may be. They're taking a toll on everyone's mental health. They should take a toll on your mental health for having to watch them week in, week out. If you watch Titans games as a neutral, your mental health is probably struggling. Now imagine people like myself as a Titans fan, and imagine people who go to the games on a weekly basis. Imagine Desi, imagine the whole organisation, but at the end of the day, they're the ones getting paid for it. We just watch it. They're the ones getting paid for it. So yeah, sure, it probably is, and I hope he's all right, and I hope he's well, but he is getting paid for it. Same thing goes for the organisation, even though there are a bunch of melts in that organisation. The fact of the matter is that I never want someone to actually feel, really down and dejected about themselves as a human, but at the end of the day, they're getting paid to do a job, and they're not doing that job appropriately, no matter who it is in the organisation, and no matter who it is as a coach and whatnot. So of course, yeah, the way this team plays, I struggle with it. Players will struggle with it. The organisation will struggle with it. The fans will struggle with it. But the fans can't do jack shit about it. Instead, the accountability will be placed on the fans for not turning up today. You watch. The organisation will blame the fans yet again for not turning up today. That is what the Titans do. That is what they do. They won't look at themselves and say, well, shit, maybe we're not giving them a reason to turn up. Maybe we're not giving them any kind of inkling that they should turn up, rather than go out to have a surf on the beautiful Gold Coast beaches or go to the theme park with the family or enjoy some time. No, instead of saying we're shit and that's our fault, it's going to be we may not be playing well, but be loyal. That's how they talk. So it's like, sure, if Desi's got that, I want him to be powering through and happy, but we all go through it. We all go through it when you support this team, when you support rugby league. And then some people are going to be out and they're going to be like, it's just a game. Shut up. Like, it's more than just a game. At the end of the day, it's about the community. It's about being happy and about firing up behind your team and being proud. Well, what's there to be proud of right now besides the fact the locality of the Gold Coast is one of the greatest, if not the greatest place in Australia? What is the proud thing to be about the Gold Coast Titans? It's not the Titans. It's not that part. It's the Gold Coast. You can be proud of that, but that's got nothing to do with the team. The team is meant to represent this. Well, they're not representing this well, are they? They've never represented it well. So yeah, sure, I can understand why it might be potentially taking a toll on somebody's mental health, because it does. When you are in the public light, or even if you're just supporting, I have seen grown men cry with me at games. I'm not crying. They come to me and ask me what's going on. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on because I'm just like you. I see grown men crying. I see little kids crying. I see everyone crying. At the end of the day, it's gotten to a point that it's sickening. And yet these people will not take any accountability, and they'll blame people like me who go to every single game, or they'll blame people who go to games, or the people that don't turn up. And it's like there's no reason for them to turn up, and it's not their fault they don't turn up. And there's my rant. There's my rant for you. Are the Roosters playing with reserve graders? Peter says, no, they're just not playing well here today, and Sam Walker got injured and he's not back. And I'm going to post that rant. I'll post that rant because I know that they probably won't be watching this stream. They would have watched the last one. They do watch all the Instagram stuff. I will post it because it's the truth. And if they don't like it, that's their problem. It's their problem. It's not ours. It is. Mitchell says, how will Jay ever recover from being called a god? No, Jay Lagan got tied down. Oh, the Jay and Lagan rivalry is hilarious. Anyway, the second half of the start here, guys. Eels with the ball at the 10. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. You guys know me. When I talk about the Titans, I'm going to be passionate behind it. Jay said, Lagan, you are taking a toll on all of us here. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Jazz, if they can show all the angles of journos from last year's grand final, what's stopping them from doing it more often? Bingo. Bingo. Don't be a gronk to Jay, Logan. Full tackle here, the Eels at the 20. Sean James says the sack has been whacked again. Gary says no one likes a ball sack being whacked. Casey says I love being a Titans fan so much. I mean, I love watching us play like poo every game, but then I'm like then in the last 5 minutes of every game we come to life and score 2 or 3 tries. Yep, that's exactly how it goes, mate. Roosters will get the ball here at the 18. And now they'll bring it out into the 25 to the 30. And James Tedesco, first tackle. I only do it for my own personal amusement. Jared says Jay versus Lagan overtaken Jay versus Skidder. No, Jay versus Lagan's better than Jay Skidder. Because Skidder, I believe, got hidden, didn't he? Third tackle now for the Roosters at the 45. Can't even call it a rivalry. Jay slaps him up all the time. Well, it's not possible for him to not slap him up because he's the moderator. I reckon one day, 4 tackles with the Roosters at the halfway point. One day, Lagan's just going to have enough and he's just going to send a tirade. An absolute tirade in the chat to Jay. And it'll be 4th tackle. Roosters flick it back to James. So that's got the 45. And they'll get this ball here to the 40 on 5th tackle. No, the best rivalry of all time isn't Jay versus Lagan. It's Jay versus Wales. That will always be the best rivalry of all time. The Welsh rugby fan of dreams. What a man. I wonder if he's still kicking on, Jay. I wonder if he's still kicking on. It's first tackle with the Eels, now second at the 20. Oh, mate, Dom. That will always be the greatest rivalry of all time. Mine will always be Golden Anime from the start until he became a racist, and then we had to hide him. But Jay's is definitely Dom. Anyway, that's going to be a penalty here to the Eels at the 35. Penalty to the Eels. It was quite funny the other Jay had one. Jay also did have one with that guy, that Panthers fan who was asking for the sympathy story that would send a lot of letters to PR, to our public relations department. Oh, geez, he kind of spun his neck there a little bit. So anyway, Eels will get the ball, hit the 50. It'll be first tackle for him. Nothing tops Jay versus those wannabe rap teens talking about drill rap and sending dogs to his house. Oh, Jared, trust me, there was a man by the name of Dom who would have eaten those kids for breakfast. How long was the voice message, Jay? Was it 16 minutes that you got? Something like 16 minutes or 20 minutes worth of just sadistic, horrific shit. Like, and I'm serious. Jay received this on Discord. There was like 16 to 20 minutes worth of just sadistic. It was which one? Yeah, he got multiple of them too. 4th tackle here with the Eels. And they're at the 25. Riley Smith now. Dylan Walker offloads at the back into Jermaine Hopgood. Hopgood, Mitchell Moses. Numbers galore. Eels. No. That's the 6 again. I think Toya probably touched that to make it 6 again. It is. So that's going to be 0 tackle here for the Eels after the knock on Roosters. And now it'll be Mitchell Moses at the 20. Now Jermaine Hopgood will be at the 10. My favourite thing about Jay is he always comes through with links to the boys asking where to watch the game. Yeah, now he gets the links out. You got to be careful of the links, though. Mitchell Moses will be at the 10, second tackle. Yeah, Jared, 60 minutes of someone's time because of Jay and his classic trolling. Mate, this guy, that wasn't any of his time. He created, and I mean quite literally hundreds of fake accounts just to spam this channel. Hundreds, I'm not joking. Moses inside to Alungi. He'll be 5 metres out from the line, 4 tackle. Hundreds. 6 again here for the Eels. 5 metres out. Riley Smith. Dylan Walker. Walker then. Victor Radley will make the tackle. He'll be second tackle, 4 metres away from the line. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Seb got to listen as well. Riley Smith off to Papali, Dylan Brown, Josh Adokar. Oh, Nwanga Tawase with a fantastic defensive play. Geez, Mark Nwanga Tawase has been incredible here today. I really hope that he says yes to Fiji at the end of the year. I really hope. Brandon says hundreds and achievement unlocked. Honestly, I could be underrating it, dude. Like, he could have been around the 1,000 mark, and I'm not even joking. I don't think I'm overstating that. Like, it was incessant for weeks. For weeks. It was wild. But that is 34 minutes to go here of the game. Oh, wasn't his name like Anarchist or something, Jay? Wasn't it like Anarchist? I think that was the one. He has quality that winner. Yeah, Mark Nwanga Tawase has been incredible this year. For me, you'd probably be leaning towards putting him into the... Oh, dude. You've got Nwanga Tawase, you've got Xavier Coates. Maybe 2 wingers of the year. Daniel Tupou's got to be a shout too, though. That's a knock-on from the Roosters. They don't want this game, eh? They don't want it. Who else is there? Nwanga Tawase, Xavier Coates, Daniel Tupou, Brian To'o's name will always be around. I don't think any of the Raiders wingers get there. No way Warriors. No way Bulldogs. I don't really think there's anybody else that could put their name into the best wingers in the comp this year. I'd probably say, on my beliefs, I'd go Xavier Coates and Nwanga Tawase maybe. But again, Tupou is a great shout. Dylan Brown now beat the 30 on first tackle. Someone says, it's been nice to have that much time to be dedicated to the cause. He was dedicated, dude. He was dedicated. Second tackle now, 22 metres out. Riley Smith off to Dylan Walker. And now Jermaine Hopgood will be 15 metres away, third tackle. Skelton or Catalans Dragons legend Charlie Staines. Okay, thank you for your opinion. And Tuilagi loses the ball. And it's going to be Roosters who got the ball here at the 10. They'll bring it back out. Knock on from the Eels. Very close. Very close. My 2-cent prediction is 24-16 Eels. Thank you for the 2 cents. But 24-16... Don't mind it, but this game's still on. Roosters don't look like they want it, though. They don't look like they want it. But they need to win this game. They need to win this game if they want to make the 8. Still 24 minutes left. No, there's still 32 minutes left, Joe. Still 32 minutes left. Where does it say 24? Where have you got 24? If only you put that time and dedication towards something more productive, like getting a job or something. Yeah, getting a job is usually quite fun to do, especially when Daz is usually giving him, and Olivia today with the McDonald's job application. Big, helpful moderator team here. Very helpful. Sam Walker been pretty unlucky this year. Yeah, for sure, especially now that he'll miss the Storm game next week. James Tedesco to Angus Crichton. Angus Crichton gets away from 1 tackle, gets away from 2 tackles, gets away from 3 tackles, and now he'll beat the 40 on 4 tackle. 32, we even have no idea. We know that. Yeah, we know that. 4th tackle now for the Roosters at the 45. They give it to Victor Radley. Radley off to Connor Watson. And Connor Watson now 5th tackle at the 50. That's what I was saying yesterday, actually. So not this Monday, but next Monday, they need to leave Vietnam for at least a couple of days or maybe a week. Who has been in the area and where do you recommend? Where do you recommend? Whether it be Philippines, like Manila or Boracay or Bali or somewhere in Indonesia or maybe Malaysia. Has anyone been to Malaysia? Is it interesting? Is it interesting enough? They've done a whole bunch of like tourism promotion in recent years. I need to sniff your jar. It's a bit of a weird comment there, Jay. Not gonna lie, it's a bit of a weird comment for people who don't understand the context of the Thai herbal inhaler, but I'm going to sniff it. See, Dave says Cambodia. They're right next door. I could easily do Cambodia, but I just don't know. Like, I did kind of want to go beach. I did kind of want a beautiful beach or something for a week. Because I've been in Ho Chi Minh for a bit now, and I'm a beach boy from the Gold Coast. It's like, I need a beach. Oh, big high kick there from the Eels. James Tedesco lets it bounce. And it's going to be, I think, a dropout unless the Eels touch it. It's going to be a dropout. Cheap and awesome. Is it cheaper than Vietnam? Killers says, sup? Hello, Killers. Get around you. Mitchell Moses. That is such a difficult kick to take there for Tedesco, and he doesn't get it. And it gives the Eels on the attack again. And this is actually going to be knocked on from the Eels. Yes, it's actually going to be a 7-tackle set here for the Roosters. Very lucky. Very lucky. Oh, it's cheaper than Vietnam, Dave. Cambo, have you been in Vietnam? It's cheaper than Vietnam, is it? Well, I'll have a look at it. Like, literally, it's just a flight. I could literally drive across the border. I could get on a bus and go across the border. So, like, that's the easiest one, but I kind of want beach. Kind of wanted it a little bit. Yes, yes. Well, Dave, I'll definitely consider it. So, second tackle now for the Roosters. They'll be at the 40. Was there this time last year. Would you go non-pen, did you? Or did you go all around? And Victor Radley will be third tackle now at the 38 on the Eel side of the field. The double yes must be extra cheap. No, he was replying to two different questions. Like, have you been to Vietnam, and also, is it cheaper? So, Lindsay Collins will knock the ball on. Yeah, Roosters, you'll be lucky to make the 8 with a performance like this. Dylan Brown will be at the 24. 30 minutes to go of the game, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Non-pen and CM Reap. Which one was better, do you reckon? Because I'd only go to one for a week. Which one was better? I know the history of non-pen. Second tackle now at the 40. Yeah, I did have a bit of an inkling towards that as well, Olivia, when it first popped in. Third tackle here for the Eels at the 50. I did have a bit of an inkling towards it. Junior Bolo, Mitchell Moses, and Isaiah Yongi. Good offload there to Panasini. Great offload to Panasini. He'll get this ball to the 30. Sam Reap has an awesome beer street. Ah, Dave, you talking about what I think you're talking about, son? I've been around Thailand. I've been around Vietnam. Are you talking about an actual beer street? Or are you talking about what I think you're talking about? Eels will be taken down here at the 18 fit tackle. I see you, Dave. I see you. Mitchell Moses kicks this ball through. It's a try time. Mitchell Moses and Roosters. Oh my gosh, this is such a nightmare of a day. This is a nightmare of a day. Dave says, and they show the NRL. Dave, we are here for every stream. I can't watch the NRL anywhere. And, yeah, you called it, Olivia. You did call it. You did call it, Olivia. Beer and great restaurants, Dave. I see right through your comment, buddy. I see right through your comment. Yeah? Beer Street? Yeah. Oh, that was actually a strip. That should have been a penalty against Jack Williams. It should have been a strip. But anyway, the Eels will score, and they're 18-4 up with a kick to come from right in front. Yeah, Brenton, Roosters frauds has got to come back into the equation here. I can't do it just yet, but the Roosters are potentially going straight back on fraud alerty today. Hey, Bulldogs, did you lose this team by 20 points last week, or what? Yeah. What happened? No, Dave, I know what you're saying. No, I know. Sean James has said, do you do Isan? Yes and no, Sean. Yeah. No, I did not go to the location of Isan. So 27 minutes to go. 27 minutes to go here of the game, and the Eels will lead 20-4 with 27 minutes to go over the game. 27 minutes to go. Well, Roosters, good luck. Well, the top 8 battle's still raging. Buck says, Buck is back from the shower. Didn't need to know that. Didn't need to know it. Did not need to know it. Too many errors from the Roosters today. They're going back to their roots this season. They've been good the last few weeks, but today they're up to 13 errors. The Eels are at 9, to be fair. Still quite a few. New Roosters fraud alert. Leon, if they lose this game, they're absolutely on fraud alert. Absolutely. Oh, jeez. Manly fans, you have had the day of dreams. You could not ask for a better day for Manly Seagulls fans. Cherry Evans 350th. They boost their points differential into the positives. They beat the Dolphins, who were the team just above them. The Roosters are looking like they're going to lose here to the Eels, which keeps the 8 within range. The Roosters also next week play the Storm. Manly may take on the Warriors, but, if they've got a chance here. And the Dolphins take on the Titans, where the Titans are clearly minor premiers right now. Manly are on fire at the moment. Buck says house prices are better than Sydney at least. Where? You cut them a bit of slack for losing Sam Walker? No way, Leon. No way. At least Roosters aren't covered in scam. That is a valid point, Jared. But if they miss the A, I'm leaving them on the scam for the rest of the off-season. And, oh my goodness me, here they go. Roosters are away here. Connor Watson. Oh, he should have passed it to someone, anyone. Connor Watson will be taken down to the 30 on third tackle. Jeez, I can't believe he didn't pass that at all. Lomax trying to strip the ball away. And this should have been a 6 again there. But they didn't call anything. It should have arguably been a penalty and potentially a professional foul. But doesn't matter. Savala off to Siwa Wong. And Siwa Wong, he'll be at the 20 on fourth tackle. Bunker ruined the momentum of the game after that stupid no try with inclusive ankles. Inclusive ankles. Inclusive ankles is crazy. Well, the grass is going to be hit for Grassy McGrass and the Roosters will be taken back to the 30. Buck says the Lions ran by the support were pretty shit. They were, but in the same sense, should have been passing it to at least somebody within any kind of... Roosters will catch this ball. And Tedesco will flick it out the back. And that's a high tackle. Oh, that's a high tackle. They didn't call it, but it should be Eels penalty, but they won't get it. 25 metres out, first tackle. Has Sunday been here? Leon, Sunday's never coming back after this. He's never coming back. Tommy says, wet dreams today. Tommy, the wet dreams are going to be flying for a week. Especially if the Tigers... Oh, Tigers don't mean nothing. But, if the Tigers lost the Cowboys tomorrow, it'd be a perfect weekend for Manly. Jared Jane's mate sounds like a sitcom or podcast ready to be made. God bless us. Listen to that podcast. Now, fit tackle for the Eels at the halfway point. What does Melbourne have to do with the Gold Coast, Casey? What did Casey say? Actually, here's a serious question. As a Melbourneian, I want to leave this shitty place and move to the GC. How is life living in the GC? The best. Because you're going to get people who've been to the Gold Coast for a week or 2 weeks and go, the Gold Coast is just a party town. There's nothing good there. You're a muppet. You're an absolute major muppet. You get the beach life. You've got the busy life up in the Southport area. You've got the, from Broad Beach upwards, is busy and pumping and big lifestyle. Or Toya down the right-hand side, he gives it off here to Savala. Savala here at 35. And then from Miami down to maybe Palm Beach, you've got the mid-range style, really kind of... indie, quieter, but still a lot of livelihood. Burley Heads is beautiful, very expensive, but beautiful. And then down south is super quiet, where people retire. Tweed, Coolangatta, Atalai, all those kind of places, Currumbin, all very quiet, and even down the Tweed area, the Northern Rivers. And then you've also got the fun of the theme parks. You've got the nightlife to go out and party, or a great restaurant. You've got the mountains if you want to go for a hike, or you've got the beach if you want to go for a surf. You can't ask for more. You're 1 hour away from Brisbane, whoop-de-doo. And you're also, just a couple of hours away from Byron Bay, which is just beautiful. And Lennox Heads and the likes. Jared says, I'm surprised you didn't live in the GC, Casey, since that's where we all end up for work. Look at New Zealand. All the New Zealanders tell us how great New Zealand is as a country, and yet they're all on the Gold Coast. That should tell you. What about Helensvale? Leon, let me hold your hand while I tell you this. In regards to Helensvale, fit tackle here with the Eels at the 40. Helensvale Shopping Centre, I'm not going to go there unless I need to. And Helensvale train station, I'm not going to go there unless I need to. No, not going to answer that one either, Brenton. So Roosters have got this ball here to the 22. Devron says, New Zealand is shit at the moment. I do hear this, that it's very expensive in New Zealand, but then again, it's so expensive in the Western world, whether it be America, UK, or Australia/New Zealand. I think UK is actually cheaper right now, though. but Australia is expensive as, New Zealand expensive as, and same with America and Canada. Victor Radley outdoing it's Crichton, and Crichton with a good offload to Grass McGrath, and it's going to be a penalty here to the Roosters. Well, Roosters, you're going to get it damn well moving on. Just score one try. You're only down by 10. Good old Byron. I prefer Lennox, to be fair. Byron just became too hipster. Like, it's always been hipster, but it became like too hipster. New Zealand house prices are screwed when you compare it to the average wage, yeah. Well, it's not like Australia's too much better. Alright, so Roosters will have the ball at 35. Let's see if you can do anything. Just do anything. 4 penalties apiece. Get a stick out and poke them. Do something even. Just do something. Gareth, it's not really Blaze. Cost of food is up. Energy travelling around UK, it's all expensive. It's all expensive. I'm just saying I'm comparing it to America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. I'm pretty certain the UK is the least of those groups, but it's still expensive. I'm not saying it's not. Hugo Savala, he'll get this ball to the 18. And I also think that UK is very dependent on location, whilst Australia is all pretty much similar wherever you are. New Zealand is the same. America is pretty much the same. No one on it. Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it, dude. No one on it to Wase. I'm sorry, but that's incredible. Like, that's actually incredible. I can't believe it. It's just he's had a spectacular game to Wase. Look at this flick pass. Look at this flick pass from Marky Mark. 3 Parramatta players right there, and he puts the ball on an absolute platter for Robert Toya to score a try. That's actually wild. What a pass. So 20-8 with the kick to come. 20 minutes to go of the game, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. The Roosters are back into this game. That's incredible. Yeah, even Robert Toya can't believe he got this ball here. That is an unbelievable flick pass, and it's perfect. It's just perfect. Jared says, I remember seeing a house sold for over $1 million in the area I grew up in. An area that I would call a shithole, but hey, you need a roof over your head. You do need a roof over your head. Yeah, dude. Well, I really hope Nwanga Tawase says yes to Fiji, dude, because that's such a huge one. That is such a huge one. 19 minutes to go here to game. Yeah, deal with that one, mods. Devron says, did women in Australia get pay cuts? Our women did with no say, no, not good. What? I would have no idea. Man. Gary says, I can find a Greece cheaper than getting a train from London to Manchester. Oh, good kick there from the Roosters, and it will be 20-10. 10-point game, 19 minutes to go. Roosters, save your bacon. You've got 19 minutes to save your season. Not that you're done, but like it's 19 minutes to save your season from the Dolphins and Manly being right on your heels. Right on your heels. But yeah, I know flying around Europe is super cheap. Super cheap. Asia's beautiful, dude. Asia is incredible. Like, it's really, it's amazing, the amount of value for money in Asia. India is 50-50 though. It depends. If you want the 5-star treatment, you're going to pay for it. But if you want like a normal living, like a normal Airbnb or a normal hotel, or even backpacker hotels, dude, are actually amazing. I don't backpack style. I usually like Airbnbs, or I go to a hotel and whatnot. And I don't really like the backpacker lifestyle. I've done it before, but I went to Udaipur, and I was going to stay in Udaipur for like 2 nights. And I went to a backpack. I got a private room in a backpack. Eels will get the ball at the 25. Bad mistake there from the Roosters, up the points. But I got a room in a backpacker private room, and ended up staying there for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And that was cheap as. It was like, for a private room, it was like $40 a night, Australian. And it had air, like you guys know what it was. It was the room with the church windows. All right, so third tackle for the Eels, 15 metres out from the line. Gary says, I have 2 mates selling up in the UK and moving to Thailand for the lifestyle. Yeah, I know why they're moving to Thailand. Yeah, no, I know why they're going there. Fourth tackling at the 15. yeah, the lifestyle. Yeah, I know their lifestyle. Eels are going to be 8 metres out from the line, 5th tackle. Yeah, Thailand. Yeah, the old Thailand. It's a good lifestyle. And Roosters will get it. Angus Crichton gets the offload away. And Billy Smith, he gets the offload. Oh, no, it hits the grass. They would have been away as well, dude. Roosters will get the ball first tackle here at the 10. At the 10. Johnny Pass has just tuned in. Are the Eels playing good or the Roosters just choking? Yeah, a bit of 50-50. Porque no los dos. Why can we not have both? William says, Eels nailed this for your coach, fans, and the diehard supporters everywhere. Yeah, third tackle, 7.5 minutes to go of the game. The Roosters are only on their 15. Don't give away a penalty here, Barra. They're very lucky the Roosters didn't break away for a try just now. Nafahu White to the 23, fourth tackle. Sean says you can build a new house in Thailand for the price of a new average-sized car in Australia. Yeah, for sure. Well, it depends. Like, if you're going to Bangkok, it's going to be more expensive. If you're going to Patong, Phuket, maybe Pattaya, I'm not too sure. If you're going to these kind of places, Chiang Mai's not too expensive though, is it? I know you were up there, Sean. Chiang Mai's not too. I haven't gone to Chiang Mai, but that's actually a good shout. I could actually even think about going to Chiang Mai for a week or so, just to go check that out. Because I didn't get up there. I only went to Bangkok and Hua Hin, and now the Eels beat the 40, third tackle. Agus says, "Go Roosters! You can do it. Are you so sweet?" Well, they're not looking too sweet today, but they've still got a chance. Still got a chance. So fourth tackle at the halfway point. People moving over to Thailand solely for those herbal inhalers. Makes sense. Olivia ordered one in. And it was a lifesaver for her when she was sick. Makes sense. And they will kick that one up high here. The Eels. Who's going to get it? Eels grab it. Throw it back. Lomax, great grab. And that's still Eels bally. Throw the ball, Lomax. Oh my gosh, they still might score. They are going to score. Oh my gosh. Oh, what? I think this is an Eels try. I think this is an Eels try here. This is all over the shop, but this should be the game. This should be the game. The Eels, I'm pretty certain, have just scored. Lagan says, lifestyle for the food. I see. What else could it be? Yeah, no, they're going for the food and the culture, mate. Yeah, no, Sean's a big fan of the food and culture. So the Eels, Mitchell Moses whacks it up into the corner. This should be the game here if this is called a try. Lomax goes up. Really strong of him to get that offload away before he goes to the ground. Big pick up there from Penasini at the 10. He then keeps it alive and throws it back into Lomax. Lomax then kicks it through. It's not a great kick, but it ends up being good. And then Charlie Guymer, I don't think he's going to touch that. And then I'm pretty certain the Eels score in the corner here. I'm pretty certain the Eels score in the corner. That is backyard footy from Parramatta. And Roosters, you're in trouble this season. You are in trouble. And if this is confirmed as a try, I'm putting you on fraud alert. I'm putting you on fraud alert here. Charlie Guymer, does he touch this? No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. And as long as he puts this down here, yeah, he does. I'm putting you on fraud alert. You're gone. You're done. You're done. You are done, Roosters. You are on fraud alert. You are on fraud alert. I've never seen a bigger team. Well, I have seen a bigger team, and it's the Sharks. But fraud alert central for the Sydney Roosters. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. Dun 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 dun. Fraud alert. Welcome to the fraudsters. Sydney's got the lattes running hot. They're running hot. Sydney lattes running hot. Joseph Parr says, no, bro. Roosters going to be hungry against us next week. We're missing Grant. That's great, but they're missing Sam Walker. And the Eels will get the kick 26-10 with 14 minutes to go of the game. This is a very similar performance to how the Roosters have played all season long. So, yes, they've had some great form in the last couple of months, but this is very reminiscent of how the Roosters have played for most of this year. The singing we have had today, mate, beautiful. Sam got injured. Sam was injured in the first 10 minutes of the game. This game would be finished 5 minutes ago, or maybe now, if we hadn't had as many stoppages, but we've still got 14 minutes and 20 seconds to go. When's Blaze going on X Factor with these Pirates, man? I'm getting on big, brother. Roosters knock this ball back here from the kickoff, and then they knock it on. Hey! Eels ball at 35. Josh Papali's been good today. He has been good. Bucks, so who gets pegged harder next week? Dolphins by Raiders or Roosters by Storm? Well, Buck, there's a bit of an interesting part of your comment here, and it's where you say the Dolphins are playing the Raiders. I'm really trying to figure out how the Dolphins are playing the Raiders next week. Just trying to figure it out. Pretty certain the Dolphins play the Titans next week, but the Raiders, they're nowhere to be seen in those two matchups. Nowhere to be seen. But my answer is going to be the Dolphins by the Titans, because the Storm do have no Jerome Hughes, and also no Will Warbrick, and also no Harry Grant, and we'll see in Nelson. Roosters fans are going to need a heap of caramel lattes tonight. That caramel latte machine better be red hot, mate. Better be firing up in Bondi. It really has to be. But penalty here to the Eels, and it's all coming to guts here for the Sydney Roosters. And if the Eels can keep scoring here, it's 16 points right now. The Roosters are plus 92. They're now plus 76, which is below the Dolphins' points differential, and is slightly bringing Manly into play, especially if, say, the Storm won by 20 or 30 points next week. That'd go, let's go 20 points. 76 goes to 66, goes to 56. If Manly could get a win over the Warriors, then they are going to be close to that points differential. The Dolphins next week should be in the top 8. They should be in the top 8. So the Storm and the Roosters, if the Storm win it, geez, I tell you what though, Roosters fans, you're very thankful and grateful that Manly actually won that game today. You'd be out of it now. You would be out of it right now, and then with your points differential, you'd actually need to win an extra game than the Dolphins. And Eels will be 10 metres out, third tackle. Wiggy says, good night, brother. Go Eels from Rabaul in Papua New Guinea. Fourth tackle here for the Eels at the 4. Fly to Udon Thani International. I'll make the drive and pick you up. Mate, we'll see. We'll see. I've still got next week to decide. Fifth tackle now 4 metres away. Raiders and Dolphins is the last week. Yeah, welcome to the party. But welcome to the party. Moses into the air. Eels knock it back. It's still Eels ball. Talon de Silva gets away. He gets it back to Mitchell Moses. Moses dinks this ball through here. Oh! No, Roosters do get it through Mark Nwanga Tuwase. And you can say right now, Nwanga Tuwase's performance has been 10 out of 10 tonight. Just the Roosters have not been 10 out of 10. Roosters don't Daniels, they say after winning after one game. Well, to be fair, the Roosters have been playing some pretty good footy for the last few weeks, let alone month. But no, I thought the Roosters were a bit of a smoky as like an underdog tip to go well if they had kept the form up. But then again, we were saying in the last game, people were talking about the Roosters, and I said something like, form is very up and down, man, and fluctuates. So, I wasn't guaranteeing the Roosters jack yet. But they were a bit of a smoky with their performances, especially against the Dogs. But another knock on from just now. And it's a 0 tackle now. First tackle for the Eels at the 24. 10 minutes to go of the game here, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Roosters just have not been good enough tonight. And the top 8 battle is still raging. Raging. Second tackle here at 13. 15 errors for the Roosters. 6 errors to Para. And now Junior Bodo, he'll be at the 8th, third tackle. Mitchell says it is a confusable mistake. Both the teams, the Dolphins and Raiders, play next week, do have buys. Valid. Very valid. Gary says, got to go, guys. Spurs about to lose to Man City in their own backyard. Have a great weekend, everyone. Well, own backyard, it's actually at Etihad, mate, so it's not Tottenham in their own backyard. But Adokar, no wonder Tuwase gets that ball, and he'll be taken down the in-goal for a dropout. Unfortunately for you, mate, we're not playing at that shit heap in London. We are playing at the greatest stadium that ever existed at the Etihad. Get around, you guys. Lagan says, Roosters smash the Dolphins and Dogs, but want to lose to the Eels. Oh, yes, because the Dolphins are a massive marker right now, Lagan. The Dolphins have been playing some exceptional footy. I really appreciated that loss to the Broncos last week, conceding 38 points with no Adam Reynolds, no Ezra Mam, no Selwyn Cobbo. I think there was also about 300 other players missing. Xavier Willison. It was really good there for the Dolphins. And then today's effort against Manly, that was really good. No, that was really top-notch. It was only 58 points. The Dolphins scored 30. Really impressive from them. Did, unfortunately, lose the game, but, mate, how good are the Dolphins? So, it's huge there to consider the Dolphins and another knock on Roosters. That's 16 errors for the Roosters today. That's 16 errors. Hugo Savala's had a rough one today. Lagan says, well, they were something at one point. Yeah, well, are they looking like something now, Lagan? Are they looking like something now? 9 minutes left here. 9 minutes left. Hey, Gary, you still here? I want to show you something. Gary, you still here, mate? Johnny Parsons, what makes next week's game in Melbourne more interesting? Every game is interesting, to be honest with you. Like Bulldogs versus Panthers is insane on Thursday. Then on Friday, we got Warriors Eels. Massive game for the Warriors. Melbourne Roosters. Massive game for both those teams. Storm can go first before the Raiders game. Raiders Tigers. Massive game for the Raiders. And technically, the Tigers could consider themselves a chance at the top 8. Not that they're going to. Dragons and Manly. Manly, massive game. Dragons obviously out of it, but geez, they'd be ruining the day that they lost that game to the Warriors last week, because this would have been prime time for them to make a run at it. Cowboys-Broncos is a big game on a rivalry standpoint, but a huge game for the Broncos. And Sharks-Knights, big game for the Sharks and also the Knights, because if the Titans were to win a game, they would go out of the spoon. And then Dolphins-Titans is huge for the Dolphins. And Roosters are away here. Roosters are away here at the 20 with an intercept. Billy Smith at the 40, the 45, the 50. They're going to get him, though. They will get him at the 40. 7 minutes 46 to go here of the game. Mitchell says, Knights were great in 01. I guess beating them is a big deal. Yeah, massive deal. Massive deal. Gary says, still here, mate. Okay, yeah. Well, enjoy your night, all right? Enjoy your night, Gaz. Hey, Gaz, enjoy your night, buddy. Enjoy your night. Hope you have a great night. I hope you have a fantastic night. I have a fantastic night. Fantastic. Well, another solid round. Jossie Pass says, yeah, no, massive round next week as well. And then Rabbitohs have the bye, so they've officially avoided the spoon. I tell you what, though, I would, 1 second, I to Wase, gives it to Billy Smith. Billy Smith, that's a forward pass. That's a forward pass. Yep, and that's a forward pass. So, I think it might have been called knock on. Eels get the ball at the 10. That's going to be the 17th error for the Roosters today. Well done. Well done. Well done. Round 27 looks like a real snoozer. It always is, though, Logan. It always is, because most teams aren't playing for anything. If the Titans beat the Dolphins next week and the Sharks beat the Knights, but the Titans win the final game of the round, I honestly reckon I'll be naked on the stream. I might reckon. I can see a world. 58% completion rate, Roosters. Unbelievable. That's sickening. That's actually sickening to look at. Buck says, anyone else got their grand final ticks? Well, of course, I'm a Titans fan. We're clearly minor premiers, mate, so we're looking likely to be in the premiership, in the grand final. So, Junior Paulo, third tackle here for the Eels at the 35. Mitch says, got a feel for the Channel 9 users. They've only had 3 Saturday night games, and 2 of them have been para. Great time to be alive. Gonna scalp them all. This season just, it really does have, please tell me it's a good grand final to finish it all off. That would just be the perfect feeling to have gone through this crazy season and for it to be like a Panthers-Broncos 2023 or like a Broncos-Cowboys 2015 or even like a Roosters-Raiders 2019, despite the controversy. You know, please, 2016 Sharks Storm. Oh my goodness me. If you wrap it up by having a close game like that, and it's a team that wins that hasn't won in a long time, it'd be the greatest season of all time, in my opinion. Leon says Raiders Storm Grand Final is fitting. That'd be so cool to see. Because I do think the Storm make it, and like it's pretty obvious to say, but I do think the Storm Raiders are the best shout right now. Any team with the Storm in the grand final. Could you just imagine if the Bulldogs and Warriors could pull their fingers out? Pull your fingers out and give us the grand final dreams. Raiders Storm grand final makes me nervous as a Storm fan. Yeah, Raiders used to be your bogey team. Used to be. Not anymore. But they used to be. They did beat you this year. 20-8, I think it was. But the Raiders used to be the Storm bogey team. Back in the days of prime time, Tom Leroy Lares. Tom Leroy Laz. Well, Roosters, you're in trouble. You reckon Roosters choke finals? Yeah, I do actually. I do, depending on the Dolphins beating the Titans next week, I do, yeah. Because that Rabbitohs game is not as easy as the ladder represents. It's not as easy at all. It's their biggest rival. The Rabbitohs will have a chance to knock their biggest rivals out of the finals. Alex Johnson going for the record-breaking NRL try scored, rugby league try scored. There's just so much on it. There is so much on it. And the Rabbitohs coming off a 40-0 win. They're 3 games in a row. They'll probably have trail back for it, maybe. I don't know. I think the Roosters could be in trouble. It just comes down to the Dolphins beating the Titans next week. Oh my gosh, that's actually wild what I've just watched. Just 30-10 with a kick to come Eels. I cannot believe what I've just witnessed. Who threw that ball back in just then? Who was the one at the back who just threw that ball in the in goal? That is actually insanity. That is, I'm not even going to react too heavily to it. That's insanity. That's mind-blowing. That is mind-blowing from Junior Tupou. Mind-blowing. That is mind-blowing from Junior Tupou. Reese says, Warriors vs Bulldogs atmosphere will be crazy. Probably some punch-ups as well. Yeah, I don't care about that. I just care about the fact that it would be a very hard game to predict, but also it would create the biggest revenue for the NRL. Roosters scam. No, they're not going scam. They go fraud. They still beat the Bulldogs last week, and they still are have had a couple of good games. They got close against the Storm and whatnot. But no way scam. No way. Well, Roosters, you muppeted the biggest muppet that ever did muppet. 3 minutes to go. Try confirm. Junior Tupou with a fantastic flick pass assist inside the in goal to the Eels. 3 minutes to go. Mitchell says, fantastic try assist from the future immortal. Shaney says, Raiders might have a chance to rest players around 27. Dolphins can get the 2 points there too. Yeah, I don't think so though, because the Storm, I believe, will beat the Roosters next week. And I do think the Raiders next week beat the Tigers. So that means it does come down to the final game of the round. And the final game of the round, as you know, is the Raiders taking on the Dolphins and the Storm taking on the Broncos. Now, the Storm will be the ones to start the weekend off with the Storm Broncos. So if the Storm win that game, they will be top of the table, and the Raiders will have to beat the Dolphins to stay. Will have to stay top of the table. So I just don't really think so. I don't think so. I do think they've missed the kick. Good old Zach Lomax fashion. Oh, no, it's Mitch and Moses. But either way, that's probably what Zach Lomax would have done if he wasn't dropped from kicking. So, no, I don't see the Storm resting players, dude. I don't think they will. And I don't think the Raiders will rest players too, is what I'm trying to say there. Storm or Raiders. Lidar says, Eels eating chicken for dinner. Mate, I might get some chicken for dinner. That's what I might do. That's what I might do, champion. 2 minutes 20 to go here at the game. Roosters with a short kick. And they will get it. Mark wanting to Wase. How good's he been? Dogs will probably rest players. That's beneficial to the Sharks potentially making top 4. If they do. The Sharks could definitely make the top 4 then. If they do. They definitely could. Alright, so third tackle, second tackle for the Roosters. Sorry, guys. Chad Tedesco, Billy Smith, 3 minutes out. Third tackle. Imagine if Wallabies had Marky Mark. That'd be huge. Huge. But at the end of the day, they got Joseph Suaalii. You got Savada. Egan Butcher, fourth tackle, 13 metres away. Someone check on Sunday. Sunday's not going too well, Olivia. Mitchell says, Raiders will rest players next week. If they're not Cats, they'll take the arse open like good boys. Yeah, again, Tigers have an awful record against Canberra, Mitchell. Toddy Passes hope the Wallabies win their game. Yeah, they will. The greatest team that ever existed. Roosters knock on. Oh my gosh. They have had a night to forget here. I think that's 18 errors, which means that it would have broken the record for this year's amount of errors in a game. Oh my gosh, this is the worst completion rate from any team in any game this year. They're about to go from 58% to about 54% completion rate. They are 20 from 35 sets. 20 from 35 sets. The Roosters have actually had 20 errors. They're actually, I don't know if that's including this one just now, they're actually 2 errors away from the Cowboys last week. This is the worst completion rate in the comp this year across a game at about 55%. Sorry, 57% now, 20 from 35. And the Roosters have had 21 errors. Can't blame this game on Walker. No way, Leon. No way. 16 seconds to go here. Marky Mark going back to Rugby Union for World Cup, apparently. We'll see. We'll see. If the Wallabies can show something, then maybe. And here we go. The Eels are going to win 30-10, and if you are a Manly fan, get your shirt off. If you're a Dolphins fan, get your pants off, because this is a big result here. Massive result for both Manly and also for the Dolphins. And if you want to throw in a cheeky, then maybe the Tigers. But at the end of the day, the Roosters were not good enough. The Eels were the better team. Roosters lost Sam Walker, and what hurts them most is that they lose him for next week too against the Melbourne Storm. And if the Roosters lose to the Storm next week and the Dolphins beat the Titans next week, the Roosters are not in the 8. Manly also next week play the Warriors. That is a really big game for both those teams. No, sorry, Manly next week play the Dragons. If Manly can win that game, then they will be equal with the Roosters. And we'll see a 3 teams on 28 points going into the final game of the season. And then you could also argue that if the Tigers win tomorrow and then against the Raiders next week, which is doubtful, but if they did that, then there'll be a four teams going into the final round of the season that would be on 28 points. So this is still well and truly on right now. Top 8 has never looked more alive. So guys, obviously hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow for 2 games, which is the Knights versus the Broncos and the Tigers versus the Cowboys. Doesn't look like a great day, but we'll get through it together, man. So obviously, yeah, like I said, thumbs up, subscribe. I appreciate you guys for tuning in as per usual, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.